ambition, burning ambition. You've got your eyes on the prize. You gotta rise to the challenge. Show 'em what you got. Step up and take what's yours. You are kings now, Clash of Titans.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here, Tornado Tag Podcast. I don't remember what episode number we're at because now that we're not
79?
Yeah, I think it was 70,
Is it 79?
I believe so.
now that we don't go live, I don't have to put it in until after the show's over, so I lost track. Let me look at my phone. This is actually 80.
Whoa, 80.
This is 80.
SummerSlam.
yeah.
Not SummerSlam, 80s. I was thinking 90.
We're 20 episodes away from 100.
Wow, how about it?
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Crazy. So the first things first, I want to let you guys know that if you are listening to this, we're no longer live. So if you're actually listening to this now, the audio will go up as soon as the show is over. So we record this Thursday night. So and we're going to release the episode on Friday at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
so you're
that's
gonna
fine.
So that's how we're going to do it, because I feel like if I uploaded it immediately after we finished, it won't hit before it's done rendering and stuff. It'll be like 11:30, 12, 1 o'clock
And
in the
maybe
morning.
like a lot of people miss it because it gets released.
And then it gets
as they
shuffled
go on.
in everyone's
Yeah.
timelines. So
And
we're
then-
just going to
then-
release it the next day at 6:30. So the video will be on Facebook and YouTube at 6:30. But if you are a diehard fan, you need to hear your episode right away, or you want to hear it in the morning when you wake up, because like say that was your car ride home thing,
Yeah.
your car ride to work, and you listen to our podcast because you guys are super cool, and we love your support. We are gonna put the audio up as soon as we're done recording. So I'm gonna when we get done behind the scenes here, we kind of bullshit a little bit, and I kind of work on the computer, and then I get the audio done, and I put the audio up right away. So as a bonus feature, if you go over and subscribe, if in our links below, you can see the Spotify, Apple, Google, the whole nine. If you are listening on Apple, give us a review, show us some love over there. I will be honest, it'll take me a while to see it because I'm not an Apple user, but I think you see it, so you could probably see our reviews and let us know how they're doing, Andy.
Mhm.
But yeah, so throw us a review, show some love, and as an audio listener, you guys get first dibs on the episode, and then the episode will come out the next day, so it'll be a Friday at 6:30. We were going live, and it kept cutting out and messing up, so it was just not worth it to delete the other one and then re-upload it. So we're just gonna not go live anymore and pre-record them.
No.
Yeah. So that now that all is out of the
We'll
way,
edit out all the mistakes. We'll never say a name or thing wrong again, ever.
I
never
doubt it.
I slur a word.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to edit anything. It's going to be exactly how it
He's
is
lying.
live.
We
Yeah.
started recording this 3 hours ago.
Yeah. I have been recording with Brian. It seems like all day today. Yeah. So what was I saying here? Oh, the merch page is back.
Yes.
There's only one logo that's not in our merch page, and that's our Tornado Mania logo.
Okay.
So the way I have to do it now on Teespring is I have to make the listings different, but you're only allowed so many listings a
Per
day.
Yeah, because it would be like your spam.
Yeah, so I only put like two logos each of every show up.
Mhm.
So right now it's only the old school logo and then the one on the banner behind you. But what I did is I rescaled the logos so it fits better on banners. So like how that banner has a lot of empty space around
Yeah.
it, it's going to be more stretched out.
Oh, okay.
Like the shirts look cooler, the banners look cooler. If you order a blanket or a beach towel, it fits up more of the
Oh, okay.
more of everything. It looks really, really sharp. So if you are interested, it's there. And then I found there is patterns I found that you can stick over, like you know how the leggings have like just a logo and there's just
Yeah.
a color. I can actually put patterns on the leggings to make them like camo or
Oh,
something like that.
a lightning bolt or flannel or something. Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
So we may have
Is
like
that just for leggings or is that
for
other-
anything.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
So like the all over T-shirts, I have the
Yeah.
all over design pattern. I could put it there.
It'd be cool, like space. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
So like Truth Behind the Illusion, I could do a space on
Oh,
the banner
yeah,
and
that'd
then
be
the
awesome.
cat. So we have a lot of
Yeah.
cool.
Fire, I'm sure there's fire.
Well, there's not fire. It's just kind of like marble or tie dye.
Oh,
or-
okay.
yeah.
Or like sky. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have a lot of cool ideas and cool merch ideas, but it won't be for like every single object. It'll be
Yeah,
like, hey,
well,
here's one
obviously, yeah.
T-shirt
Yeah.
that has this logo or look to it. But we have a lot of really cool stuff that we're working on. if you want to design a logo for the show, let me know. Pretty much, I do want to keep the show name, but the way that we're gonna do it now is if you're an artist or you want a commission to do it, it's just pick your own favorite wrestling move. So if you want someone jumping off the top rope, if you want a super kick, if you want like a V trigger, or
make the wrestlers look however you want them to look.
Yeah,
a top wrist lock.
Yeah,
top wrist, a back rake. The back rake logo will be amazing. Yeah, so that
my personal favorite is the nerve hold. Right there on the shoulder.
Of someone stabbing somebody in the face with a fork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in the one video game. I think it's Fire Pro that you can stab with a fork.
Stab with a fork.
You don't really see it, but
yeah. So, and like I said, go check that out. Now, just quick news. Tonight at midnight, WWE Battlegrounds, WWF Battlegrounds.
We'll drop digital, and then you can pick it up tomorrow physical.
Yeah. Now, Tyler just sent us in our group chat that someone was playing it, and on the Battle Royal screen, there's an image of a girl with her hands outstretched, her in a belly, like a wrestling top with her belly showing, and her hair going over her right side of the body. And the image is Dead Nuts ringer for Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah. If it's real, it's totally Tessa. But how would that slip through? But then, like, if she signed, why would you put her on video game first? That makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow.
I'll find out midnight because I'm going to try to fly through it and find it.
Oh, are you getting digital?
I have digital.
Oh, okay.
It's downloaded. Just as soon as midnight comes, I can hit the button and start playing. I may, depending on how it goes, the way this goes, I may stream a little tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Try it out.
I watched a couple videos. It looks
it looks so much fun. I was watching
There's an electrified cage.
Yeah. I was watching Adam Cole, Cesaro, Tyler Breeze, and Xavier Woods all playing.
Oh, nice.
And they all made their own characters.
But
they look
characters.
nothing.
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze made his look like him a little bit, and everyone else just made these wacky characters, and they were playing like Tornado Tag. Shout out to us. They said, "Hey, Tornado Tag." They said it. They said Tornado Tag in it.
I think you can have intergender matches in it too.
I hope so, man. It looks like so much fucking fun. It does. It looks like a blast. And then hopefully Retromania comes out soon. I want to reach back out to him and have him when it gets closer to release date. He was doing
an interview for some podcast I've seen recently.
Yeah. Now that we can do like video, we'll have another box there with Brian, and we can talk to him. We'll have him back on very soon.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know when that's coming out. I believe maybe in November. I think they had it.
People are giving him shit saying like you're not giving a release date, but let them finish the game.
Yeah,
like we want a good game
too.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, and then let me pull up some news here. Is there any news going on in the world that you want
to? The G1 starts Saturday. That's a big tournament in New Japan.
Okay.
So some of the matches here.
What are Saturday's matches? Yeah.
For G1, so you're gonna have there's only gonna be like past years there was always like 3 tournament matches, a bunch of tag matches, kind of filler.
Yeah.
It'd be like the guys are gonna wrestle the next day. They're not having that this year because of like Corona and stuff. They're just gonna have all like basically one young boy match and then all tournament matches. So you're gonna have Will Ospreay versus Yujiro Takahashi. That shouldn't be all right. Then you got
so close.
The wrong Takahashi was picked. Jeff Cobb versus Taichi. That might not be bad. This one should be good. Tomohiro Ishii versus Minoru Suzuki. That should be great.
Yes, please.
Jay White versus Shingo. That should be another good one. And then finally, the main event of the first night of the G1, going off with a bang here. Okada versus Ibushi. Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi. That should be awesome. So that's night 1. So then
rematch of probably my match of the year.
Really? From
night 1 of the Dome.
Okay, yes. It was really good. So it should be some good wrestling Saturday, and that starts at like probably 5 a.m. But I'll watch it when I get up.
Yeah.
So I'll update every week on the points, like who's leading Block A and who's leading Block B. So that's my New Japan bit for that. And there's a young boy match. It's Yota Tsuji versus Yu Yamura, 2 young boys going at it. So that's your opener.
All right. Any other news, Brian, that you want to bring up? Well,
I have a little news, but I just saw, but I think it's something that'll work into a little bit later tonight. I'm trying to think. There wasn't really a whole lot of eventful things. There's a little bit of speculation about what WWE's plans are after their residency in this arena in Orlando, the Thunderdome. I think it's called the Amway Center. Really, I think their deal ends in at the end of October. And they're apparently looking for outdoor venues in the southern states that aren't as cold, where the weather's pretty nice.
Only if they had someone who had a football stadium.
Daly's place.
Well, listen, Jacksonville made a surprise win this week. They beat a team that no one expected them to beat, so they're on the path to the Super Bowl to get that
I
WWE
hope they win.
championship.
I hope they win this year.
Yeah, I have a whole new
Just for the whole wrestling thing.
People were giving Taz crap on Twitter because he was supporting them, and they're like, because he's a New Yorker. I don't know if he's a Giants or a Jets fan. I think he's a Jets fan. They're like,
Listen, if you work for AEW at this point, you are a Jacksonville fan.
That's what he said. He's like I'm loyal to the people I work for, and they're loyal to me, so I'm going to be loyal to them.
If I'm in that stadium as much as I am, I'm sure like Tony Khan's like, hey, we have seats available or press box. Because they can't put people in the press box and stuff, so they probably have wrestling talent watching Jacksonville games.
Yeah, I
think they're going to allow a certain amount of people in. I know a lot of places in Florida are.
Yeah, I think they are. I know that when WWE is running these outdoor shows, they want to have some people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're letting people in for Dynamite, they're letting people in a stadium.
Yeah, might as well.
People in that stadium.
Yeah, just space them apart. I mean, New Japan's doing it, so I don't know. Also, Jeff Cobb signed with New Japan. I think for 2 years.
Yeah,
they said so. That's why he's in the G1.
Yeah,
obviously. But there wasn't much news. Like it was kind of a light week for news.
Yeah, slow news week.
A
lot of wrestling. They officially announced there's going to be a takeover in early October. I forget the exact date.
Mm-hmm.
I think Impact had to move Bound for Glory because one of the things with this Thunderdome thing ending is they moved Hell in a Cell up a week. I think so. It's going to be at the end of October instead of the beginning of November. And I think Impact had to move their thing because it was going to be the same night.
Yeah.
And did you see that? NWA, whatever they're doing now with the streaming thing, they did that this Tuesday. Well, yesterday?
Yeah, it's like United Wrestling Network. Yeah, they had a Mike Bennett match with.
Apparently had really bad streaming qualities. And
I
stuff.
heard, yeah.
Like really, like it kept buffering. So what they hopefully should do is release that show for free and fix all your shit. They were saying it was Fight TV's fault, and so who knows? But not off to a good start there.
I mean, like Fight TV get the stuff on demand, but it's not the same.
Yeah. So I mean, release the show for free and just say, "Hey, we fucked up," and please join us on the next one. We're gonna have all our streaming issues fixed. Because like, who has patience for streaming issues right now? I don't. You're like, oh, come on.
Dude, it's crazy. Like you're even watching like sports analysts, they still can't even get the streaming in down.
Wow.
And it's like ESPN. Like ESPN has a hard time getting a guest to go on their show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Here's one. Teddy Hart rested again in Virginia.
Shocker.
Oh boy.
Good thing I never paid that $500 for him to be on the show.
Oh, $500.
Literally, that's what he told me. Said, "You want to call into the show?" He goes, $500. I said, "Have a good day."
Yeah.
And this is after he got in trouble the first time, and MLW got rid of him. It's like, I'm good, man.
That's definitely not worth it. $500 for Teddy Hart. They probably
and we talked about it at a PPW show. He was like, "Yeah, I'll hang out and I'll call in." And he's like, $500. I was like, I'm good.
Shyster.
No, I would never pay someone to talk to me.
Especially
and Tony's like, Teddy Hart was like, slow down, Tony.
Especially at that level for that much.
Yeah, because I don't know the inside stuff, and Brian's like, I've known this guy since I'm 13. I know the ins and outs, so I have to consult with Brian on everything.
Yeah, let's see. Did he ever get kicked out of a locker room? Yes. Yeah, avoid.
Yeah.
I'm looking through here. Simone Johnson's undergoing a third knee surgery.
Yeah, and she's training like that's not good.
Yeah.
I think that's what hampered her dad. I think this hampered The Rock in football. Good thing it did because he's making a lot more money now than he would have.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey has been seen training with Piper's daughter.
Yeah, so I guess she's not having that kid. Remember she was taking a year off to have a kid?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. 2 years. Well, it's a long pregnancy.
Mandy Rose traded from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, well, apparently they just didn't have anything to do with her. Like, they wanted to kind of end the Otis thing, I guess. And
I guess that's the good way to end it without turning anyone heel or face there.
Yeah, but just, get heat on the Miz and Morrison because you're not getting any heat on them by having them win matches, so you got to do something.
Yeah.
And plus, I guess, I don't know how true this was, there was this rumor that they originally, when they changed it to hair versus hair to Loser Leaves Town, they were going to have Sonya win that match and kind of let Mandy cool off for a little bit and put her on the shelf. And Sonya was like, "No, that's stupid. I'm taking time off."
Yeah.
I have to win.
So why both of us need to get out of here?
So
Exactly,
speaking of her, the guy that broke in and everything, he pleaded not guilty.
Wow.
He did the thing from that Shaggy song, wasn't he?
Yeah. I know you found me there, but like I didn't do it.
I was arrested on scene.
Look, the glove don't fit.
Yeah.
That's a data reference, but it's so funny.
He had a knife and everything.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else here. when it comes to like big news. All right, let's get into this week in wrestling. Like I said, we're gonna do it a little differently. We're gonna fly through it. We're not gonna do a full match by match thing.
Yeah.
What all did you watch this week?
I really only caught Dynamite. I forgot about watching NXT when I got home today.
Oh, yes, it's good. I enjoyed NXT quite a bit.
So
and
did
I
I.
seen,
Dynamite was very good. I thought
yeah,
NXT
it
was
was.
amazing this week.
Yeah,
I seen Alexa give what's her name the Bray's finisher.
yeah.
So
So
I
I watched.
say Twisted Bliss, but it wasn't that Twisted
Yeah,
Bliss.
I watched
Whatever.
everything except Impact. I didn't get a chance to watch Impact, but I
Well,
did watch ups and downs from Impact, so I
nope.
kind of have an idea.
Nobody's watching it.
Um,
Nothing against it.
Yeah, but from what Simon on Ups and Downs said, it was a good show and it was some cool stuff there. But the yeah, so I mean I'm gonna be honest. Nothing on SmackDown and Raw really captured me tremendously. That I was
No.
like, this is a must see talk about moment.
The only thing that's slightly interesting is they're doing a love story between Ray's daughter and Buddy Murphy.
Yeah,
like,
that is.
after Buddy Murphy's like beat up from whatever happened, like Ray's daughter goes over and is like, "Oh, what's her name, Leah?"
Yeah.
And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
how are you?" So they're gonna like, I guess she's gonna train to wrestle or manage or something.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
he's getting his whole family in
Yeah,
there.
want make that money.
Yeah.
Leah Mysterio.
Yeah. So that I mean, and then obviously Wednesday night was definitely the heavy hitter of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean that's what I don't know. I wish Wednesday shows were getting Raw and SmackDown. So let's go right to the ratings. Because I was gonna say I wish they were getting Raw and SmackDown ratings, but so the ratings were both around almost 900.
Yeah.
So you could tell like,
NXT was quite a bit low. NXT was a little under 700.
oh, was it?
and
Oh, I thought they
AEW
were
was under
closer.
800.
No, it was.
but still, like when they're on Tuesday and Wednesday, their ratings were both up because you could watch
Yeah.
both shows. They're not taking
Yeah,
from the same audience.
They should just.
Exactly.
But now that Jericho's like, if you go to Tuesday nights, you're pretty much admitting defeat. So now, like people hearing that, they're like, "No, we're not doing it." It's
Yeah,
like,
but who cares?
USA could be like, "Yep, we're admitting defeat. Go to Tuesday."
Yeah,
We
go
want
to
the
Tuesday and
ratings.
get them ratings.
just be pro consumer. You want like why?
Why try to? Hey, we want the same people you want at the same time. Like, move to the day before. Get all the people.
Except the only one that's gonna hurt from this is Impact. But
Yeah.
what's Impact?
Yeah,
They're on
Impact
Access-
can move
They're
to
on
the-
Access
Imp-
TV that no one
They
has.
own the channel. They can go to any night they want.
Yeah, they have Access TV, which no one has access to.
this is true.
Yeah.
Poor Impact.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
the overall ratings were it was 886,000 for Dynamite and 689,000 for NXT.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
and just think NXT was much higher last week, and Dynamite was over 1 million.
yeah.
Yeah,
And they were
they
'cause
both
they're
lost
different
about
nights.
200,000. I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
because the two are divided between two shows.
Yeah. So let's get into SmackDown here.
SmackDown, as far as matches, you had AJ Styles beating Jeff Hardy by DQ, even though it was more of a no contest because Sami Zayn ran in. Lucha House Party beat Cesaro and Nakamura in a non-title match, and it was because the Street Profits jumped in on the Titantron and distracted the champs. You had Nikki Cross beating Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, and Tamina to become the #1 contender to the women's title.
Again.
Bliss kind of
which-
again, yeah. Bliss kind of went into a trance at one point and hit the Sister Abigail on Cross. Then she just kind of sat there. But then Cross got the pin when she rolled up Tamina after a missed super kick. Otis beat John Morrison, who hasn't won a match since April. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns beat King Corbin and Sheamus. Roman did the same thing he did at the pay-per-view, where he showed up late, then he did a blind tag on Jey and got the pin on Sheamus.
Yeah, the the Alexa Bliss thing is cool.
That's the only thing I'm interested
The
in.
Uso Roman thing is cool, but like even your women's division, why
What that match sounds
you're
like.
pushing Nikki Cross again for a title shot?
Yeah, she had one at the
Yeah.
last pay-per-view, right?
It was a few pay-per-views, like Extreme Rules.
Could
No,
you
okay,
imagine
yeah.
she's about to win? She's about to get the pin. Alexa rolls in the ring, picks her up, Sister Abigail's her, and then
Spooky Alexa.
takes the win, and then walks out.
I hope they don't do that.
Now you're booking Alexa Bliss for the title shot, but now you're like she's using Bray's move.
Yeah,
That's more interesting than pushing Nikki Cross again.
I guess. What? I don't know. I would have had Lacey win.
Yeah,
Something different.
Yeah, I would have just had something different.
and
You
then
could have Naomi, you could have Naomi win.
Yeah, there you go. Naomi's pretty good.
yeah,
Billy Kay definitely ain't winning.
yeah.
She's out the door.
And then I guess they're showing vignettes of a girl who's showing up soon.
Yeah, I think that's Carmella.
It seems like Carmella.
Yeah.
For a code,
She's the fur coat
heels,
thing,
like
yeah.
it seems like a
The
she's
tattoo
doing
or
like a
something like that. They said.
Yeah, she's like doing like a fancy high class like.
I like the Jersey girl one.
Yeah, I like that, but I get.
Jeff Hardy
change it up.
collapsed on the ramp.
Yeah, because he was dehydrated, and then you had to
Yeah.
watch Jeff Hardy be dehydrated
And
the whole show.
I don't know how true it is, but I just read he re-signed. for
Yeah,
2
Yeah.
years.
silly.
What are you doing, man? Go to AEW and have fun.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything that happens to him booking wise, it's on him.
it's your fault now. What was the other thing about the show? Oh, Sami Zayn
Bailey
came
had a
out.
big promo too.
Yeah, it sucks that Bailey's gonna lose her title soon. But her as
You think
champion
the
is
Nikki?
so.
Well, I guess probably
It's gonna be the Sasha.
whatever.
Sasha will probably win the Rumble.
Yeah,
or,
the big rumor. Actually, the big rumor now is because Sasha's gonna be on SmackDown this week. The big rumor is that they're gonna have a Hell in a Cell match, and Sasha probably wins it there.
Oh, okay.
and then loses the next pay-per-view.
He loses next defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
To Nikki.
Yeah.
To Nikki Cross. The other cool thing here, and we'll get off SmackDown, is when Sami Zayn came out, he had 2 bodyguards.
Mhm.
It was Devon's
Oh, I
sons.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Terrence and Terrell.
they got me in some trouble with Devon.
Yeah.
When I met Devon, when I was hanging out with Enzo, I pretty much told him, I said, "Hey, one of your sons coming up." And he goes, "I think if I'm not mistaken, he told me they're training in New Japan, then they're in the Performance Center, and then they're going to work their way up that way." And I said, "Oh man, that's awesome. We'll keep them off Raw and SmackDown because they can't book a tag team division to save their life."
Which is true.
And he goes, I'm part of the writing team. And I was like, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
And then Enzo took 48 minutes with every single person in line. So I had to awkwardly stand in front of Devon after I just insulted his writing.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
Name one tag team that's gotten over in WWE in the past 2 years.
Yeah. Well, they just got rid of AOP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't using them for so long. I know one of them was hurt, but
It's silly.
Just one or two other. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said this because it's just silly. I said.
One or two other things. They kept having a running gag where Miz and Morrison were trying to steal Otis's contract, but who would outsmart them and have it somewhere else. And then we did get a new member of the Firefly Funhouse. It was first it was Persevering Parrot, but Bray didn't cut holes in the box, so it was dead. So then the Vince puppet comes in to have a new person to help run the Funhouse. Very inside baseball here. It's Wobbly Walrus.
yeah, it's Paul Heyman.
The Paul Heyman puppet.
It looks pretty good, but it has like human eyes, but it's like a puppet. It looks pretty cool.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. The Funhouse is fun, but I mean that's your main attraction right now. There.
I
mean,
guess so. That's gonna be your top baby face.
I don't
Seems
know.
like it.
Yeah. I mean, the Roman thing is cool, but like, are you excited for him and Uso to wrestle?
No, I don't want to watch him wrestle.
I think they could
Corbin or Sheamus.
I think they could put a good match on.
Yeah, the match will be fine.
Yeah, I don't
but-
think it'd be
but-
nothing wrong with it.
But there's going to be no suspense.
yeah, Roman's winning. Come on
Yeah.
now.
What if? No. All right, let's get to Raw.
There,
What if?
there was a
So
story.
what's his name? Still has the Money in the Bank, Otis. How they get
Yeah,
that
that's
off him? With moving Mandy, like obviously the bloom's off the rose with Otis. So how do you think they get that case off him?
Maybe I would put it on John Morrison. I would have John Morrison somehow get it
Okay, I'm assuming
because they're doing a thing where they're trying to screw him out of it. So
Oh,
if
okay.
you're gonna put it on any of those three, I would put it on John Morrison.
Yeah, and then
He's
just
been-
have him
he's
have
been
a-
excellent.
Have him have a good match with Roman, but lose. Yeah, I would say he loses it before Survivor Series. That's my
It
prediction.
seems possible. It seems like they could do that over again. It's like the Damian Sandow one. We would like to have that one back.
Yeah. And I think Vince was like, "Oh yeah, Otis is the best," and then he's like, "I'm done with him."
Yeah.
It's funny though, Tony. You're talking about like, oh, they're with Jey Uso. You never know. It reminds me of something that was in Mick Foley's first book, where it was when Ron Simmons had first won the world title in WCW, and Cactus Jack was wrestling with Clash of the Champions, and he makes a joke to Arn Anderson. He's like, "Hey, something could happen in there, and I could win." And Arn goes, "Cactus, if that son of a bitch dies of a heart attack in the ring, you pick him up and put him on you."
That's funny.
That's fucking awesome. Actually, real quick, I want to do a quick segue. Well, not segue, but just a quick shout out. So,
The Cactus Jack.
the Cactus Jack, yeah, huge shout out to
Mick
Cactus
Foley.
Jack. And now, with the dudes got our boys over at Wicked Turtle. They just did a revamp of their What Up Peep show,
Okay.
and it's actually video now, so we actually can watch it or listen to it. And they put us over very heavily on the show, and
Well, thank you.
said that I mean, I didn't get credit for having a good wrestling mind because compared to used to, I don't.
Well.
So that doesn't offend me at all, and I agree 100% with them. I think I'm pretty good when I'm.
Compared to Bobby Heenan, so and so
Yeah.
isn't a good manager.
Yeah,
It's,
I mean, compared sitting next to Brian and then you as just wrestling encyclopedias, they said we have a very good dichotomy, and I'm a good
Mhm.
interviewer and good at keeping the show flow going. But you guys are just very insane wrestling minds,
Mhm.
so they gave us a lot of props, saying that we're a good wrestling podcast. And shout out to those guys. But if you
Very nice
check
of
out
them. Very nice.
the What Up Peeps and go follow them, as well as High Tension Wrestling. And we just got announced for Camp Leapfrog 2.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it looks like they're going with the slasher horror movie
Oh,
route.
nice.
The Halloween
Cool.
episode. Yes,
Yeah, like
I
Halloween
believe,
thing.
I believe they said what, October 29th?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm so
Is
excited.
it filmed already? Or
What hat am I wearing? Oh, tonight I'm wearing my brand new hat.
IWTV, Independent Wrestling
my,
TV.
My
so
IW.
IW.TV for all your independent wrestling needs.
It's a comfortable hat too.
It's like the network, but all different independent wrestling.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's $10 a month, and you get so much good independent wrestling on there.
Tons of good stuff. I'm on there.
Yeah.
Hopefully more in the future.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. That was my own little segue there. All right, let's get to Raw.
No, so on the Raw. Oh boy,
It sucked.
Do we have to? It wasn't good. It wasn't
3
good.
hours.
So
3 hours of nothing.
Actually, bless you if you can make it.
There is one or two things on Raw that have me interested storyline wise.
I said about Aaliyah and Buddy Murphy, or just Murphy.
That
or just
doesn't
Buddy,
that
whatever
doesn't
his
do
name
it for
is.
me.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm slightly interested in. I'm not interested in an ambulance match because they always suck. And is it going to be a 3-way ambulance match? And if so, how does that work?
Yeah.
You got to throw 2 people in one ambulance or 2 people in 2 different ambulances. Like what?
2 guys, 1 ambulance.
Yeah.
The Hurt Business. I'm
Good
into
guys.
it.
I do like the Hurt Business.
I like them as a now. So I heard something that they changed their name or something.
No, I think they're still Hurt Business.
Okay,
Just
good.
Bobby Lashley's, I think, finisher changed
Yeah,
his
it's
name
not
again.
It's the Hurt Lock now. I
yeah,
think.
better than the full Lashley, which sucks.
Yeah.
Hurt Lock not much better.
Are we going to get a Survivor Series where it's Retribution versus the Hurt Business? Is that
probably?
I hope Retribution's not around by Survivor Series. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I hope they. I don't see them making it through the year. I also don't see Raw Underground making it through the year. But if I had to pick one that is going to make it through the year, I pick Raw Underground.
Yeah, because Shane's involved with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Gonna get
I
every
don't
chance.
like real MMA, so I don't want to watch worked MMA.
Yeah. Yeah, but I am digging the Hurt Business as a team.
Yeah, I like them. I think that's a good stable.
That's the only thing
They
on Raw
should,
that.
they should throw one dorky white guy in them.
Yeah.
Well, I do have. Well, I was gonna say Shane Thorne. I guess he's the New Zealander.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Dajakovic is dorky, but he's also like
6'9",
gigantic.
yeah.
And he's also in the Retribution right now.
But yeah,
Oh, you're talking about the Hurt Business. I'm thinking. The Hurt Business. Okay.
Yeah.
Put Xavier in there. He's a dork.
yeah, there you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
you need that one white guy.
Yeah.
One goofy
Like the Owen Hart.
Yeah, like the Jason Sensation Owen Hart.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Drake Maverick.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. What am I doing here?
We're the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of really tough, huge,
And he comes
strong
out, he's
black
like, yeah,
dudes. And
he's like 5'4" white dude,
Oh,
British
yeah.
white guy.
I'll kick you when they hit you. He'll put you in the
Yeah.
Lashley lock, and I'll kick you in the shins.
He should be dressed as a bellhop too, for some reason. Just carry all their bags.
No, like when he managed Sandow at Impact when Sandow was like Liberace.
Oh, guess what?
Pretty much.
Guess who I follow now on Facebook? Kim G, or is the manager of Kamala?
Kimchi.
Kimchi.
Yeah, I follow Kim Chi
Wow, he's
now on
still alive.
Facebook. Yeah, I think it's the independent for Kim Chi.
Well, it's probably not. It's like a doink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna invite
That
him
was
on the show.
Kimchi or Friday, because there was also Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the kimchi that was on Cap Leapfrog.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's fly through Raw here.
So as far as the matches go, we had the Street Profits getting a clean win over Nakamura and Cesaro. Dawkins
Wow.
pinned Cesaro with a frog splash. Then we had Cedric Alexander beating Ricochet. Before that, he did the whole if you can't beat him, join him promo. Apollo and Ricochet called him weak-minded. And then after the win, Cedric's promo, the Hurt Business's big celebration promo, was interrupted by Retribution cutting a promo of their own. But then backstage, they tell Adam Pearce they'll do something about it, but they want to be paid. They'll send them a bill. Women's title match. Asuka beat Mickie James by referee stoppage. There has been speculation that she might have been actually hurt, but
Oh, boy.
nobody knows for sure.
I think the referee.
Oscar or Mickey James hurt?
Mickey.
Uh,
They said
Mickey
Mickey
James-
shoulder
the
might have popped
referee thought she was hurt, and she looked like she was tapping, but she wasn't.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
And then they
okay.
stopped it. Is
Oh.
kind of what it's looking like now.
Yeah, the speculation basically came from Lance Storm saying something, and he doesn't work there anymore, so he wouldn't know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Mickey in NWA. If NWA comes back.
Yeah. She'll be a women's champ quick.
Yeah.
Her and Thunder Rose would be a good match.
That would be.
Yeah, give them time. That would be good. Yeah.
We'll get the Thunder Rosa.
Mickey James. Let me think of this real quick.
Yeah.
Because she's your longest tenured female, right?
That's currently there? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's there longer.
she was there
I mean,
before
she went
Natty,
away,
yeah.
but yeah, she's there.
Now she did.
Natty might have more years there total just because Mickey went away and came back.
Has Natty wrestled? No, see. This is where I think Nikki stands. I'm not saying one, but Mickey James has competed under almost every single woman's title in WWE. Every iteration of the title.
Well, yeah, because when she came as the women's
she was
title.
there for the the one Sable had, the Divas title.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
and
she was
then
around all of
then
them.
she went down to NXT and competed for that title.
Yeah, she wrestled.
So did Natty.
Yeah.
So did Natty.
So I'm Mickey James has officially. I think the only thing I think she's competed now for every single.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe she had the Raw or SmackDown, but not both. I'm not sure.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
think she's-
one.
I don't
just
think
saying
she's won-
competed
no,
for
no,
the title.
Yeah, but I don't know if she has. Oh, you mean in general? Like
Yeah, like
I'm
she-
pretty sure. Now that
she
I
was
think
in a
I'm pretty
match-
sure Natty has too, though.
Really, Natty
Because
wrestled.
Natty was around when you had the old women's
Natty
title.
was Divas champion, and she was Natty NXT champion?
No,
I know she wrestled
Either-
Charlotte a couple.
Yeah,
times
we're
for
not
NXT.
saying
Yeah.
won the title. We're just saying
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
competed for it.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they both have.
I don't know if Mickey has wrestled for the Raw Women's title and the SmackDown Women's title. I would say.
No, I don't think she
both.
did SmackDown because I think she did when Alexa Bliss was champion before she. came
Oh,
over.
okay. Yeah, I kind of remember.
That's how
that.
she came back. She was La Luchadora.
Oh, yeah, that's right. La Luchadora.
But Mickey has also competed for the Impact title and a bunch of other ones. She was in Ring of Honor before she was in WWE. She was in TNA in the very beginning with CM Punk.
Oh, that's true. Alexis
Yeah.
Lurie.
First time I saw her wrestle was in the Murphy Rec Center for Ring of Honor. Was her and Sumi Sakai.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting.
Sumi Sakai also still wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So after that we had Bobby Lashley beating Eric by submission with the Hurt Lock. Seth beat Dominic Mysterio in a cage when he overcame Murphy's interference, backfiring. Murphy accidentally slammed the door on Seth's head. And as Andy was saying, Aaliyah did check on Murphy after Seth beat him down later.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens beat Aleister Black after the Retribution light flicker and a stunner.
Aleister
The
Black.
Riots,
Long tights now? Wanna say?
yeah, and long tights and no push.
Yeah.
The Riot,
Poor guy.
the Riot Squad beat Lana and Natalia when Nia, and then afterward Nia gave Lana a Samoan drop through the table because Shayna and Nia were out doing commentary. Revolving door at the commentary table because Tom Phillips wasn't there, Joe wasn't there. So early on you had Ziggler doing commentary, and then he was in Raw Underground. Then you had MVP doing commentary and doing a run-in at the same time, which is weird.
Mm.
And then you had they had them on commentary for a while too. And then your main event, Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee. The thing is, if Keith Lee wins, he could possibly, and I hate this. There's a lot I didn't like here. This is one of it. He could possibly get a title match, but it's a no contest because Retribution interferes. Then there's a big brawl with the Hurt Business.
The spot where Lee and Drew McIntyre both did over the top rope like front flips was pretty cool.
What?
It was pretty cool, and I hated it for
Well, you got
booking
15
reasons.
guys to catch him. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like if that was in a full crowd,
Yeah.
and
They were
those
like,
two,
"Oh!"
yeah, that
Yeah,
would have blew
I mean,
people's
yeah.
minds.
It looked great. But okay, they just did this dive. They knocked out this group of invaders who's been terrorizing them.
And they don't unmask him.
Scooby-Doo ending, yeah. Who is
Yeah.
this masked man? You got him. You
Arrest
finally
him.
have him laid out.
Well, I guess one of the photos that leaked online, like the camera, someone like, what's his name? His
Jack?
finger went in his mask and
Yeah.
pulled it, and you could tell it's Dio-Maddox or whatever.
Dio Madden or
Yeah,
whatever,
with his dreads
Well, the one
and stuff.
guy's... Yeah, I didn't know who it was, but his face was just hanging out. No, everybody knows, like, the five that were in that promo, everybody knows who they were.
Yeah,
It was Dijakovic, Dio Madden, Shane Thorne,
Mia Yim.
Mercedes, and
Mia Yim, right?
Mia Yim.
So it'd be weird. It's to stay with two girls. Usually there's no girls. Or
Yeah.
it's just one.
I mean, if it gets Mercedes Martinez up to the main roster, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's-
What a way.
Yeah.
This is like Spirit Squad level.
yeah,
And the other thing booking wise I just didn't like was when you're gonna have stakes in a wrestling match, they need to be clear. Like you can't be like, well, if this happens, and it's like almost like in sports and football, there's always like these clinching scenarios where, oh, this team's gonna make the playoffs, but only if this team wins and this team loses or ties, and they win a coin toss, and it doesn't snow that day. There's always like these
yeah.
catches.
Well,
So it's
speaking,
like, okay,
I know we hinted at it. How are we doing after this week? We're buddies or
oh yeah, we're fine. Water under the bridge. The blind squirrel found a nut. The broken clock was one of the 2 times a day. It was right.
I will say this: if you do go over and listen to Bros in the Warpath, which is not technically the new episode's not out yet, but the last week's episode, week 1, is. Brian joined us and talked. He was the Eagles correspondent, and we talked about week 1. Brian nailed it like to the T. He
Really?
said
Wow.
he said your team I think has the potential. I think our team goes up early, and I think then your team gets it together and makes it a closer game because we always do play each other tough. And he goes, but if the Eagles go down, they won't get the lead back, and that's almost exactly. And then I kind of said with the pass rush, I said I think our pass rush is just the way we have too much rotation coming off the bench. We're going to be fresher the whole game, and your guys like because your line started off great, but then once that rotation kept coming in, it's like they couldn't keep up. But it was
the fresh legs, and I always forgot that. Ryan Kerrigan could be 70 years old and in a wheelchair, and he's still going to get 2 sacks against the Eagles.
Well, here's a wrestling
I didn't
reference.
even think of that.
Ryan Kerrigan, every time he gets a sack, which is now he is the leading sacker for the Washington football team of franchise history. But every time they call him HP Kerrigan, and every time he gets a sack, he does the Shawn Michaels pose.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got to see 2 Shawn Michaels poses that game because he broke the franchise record.
It also helps. It makes it easier when a game when the other team's quarterback throws the ball directly to you twice. So there's that too.
Yeah, it was fun. But if you want to go check out a podcast me and Brian did at Bros on the Warpath, it was great for me. Not so much. For
Brian. Back to Raw though. With that, the big thing there was like I hate when there's too many stipulations and it's like okay, well Keith Lee if he wins the match. Then maybe he can get a title shot if Orton's not hurt. Just make the stakes clear.
Yeah,
make it mean something.
Yes.
Either you can or you can't. No one would play the lottery if you might win. Like if they said, like obviously lottery that's how it is. But like if the prize was you might get $500.
Yeah.
Well, what if I don't?
If you win, we might pay you.
Yeah, we might pay you, but then we might not. So who would play the lottery? Nobody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with Brian. That's stupid.
So then. Some of the other big angles there. Zelina Vega looks like her thing with Garza Andrade is over. They seem to be in a full-out feud now, and she seems to be wrestling, which I don't know if that's the best idea.
Well, Vince is very high on her.
Yeah, she's not the best wrestler. Good talker. Good talker.
She's a great manager.
Yeah, she's a very good manager.
She's a good Huracanrana when she's doing it to dudes.
Yeah, she could. I mean, maybe she can do some other stuff. But yeah, I seen her wrestle. It ain't too so hot.
I also like that after she
she's
she
very
dumped
hot.
the 2 Mexican guys, she's now very much talks with more of a New York accent.
That's funny.
I noticed that during the thing with Oscar.
Her Spanish
like,
accent
that's right.
went away.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be totally wrong here, I don't think she's Mexican. I'm pretty sure she's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But she's from New York.
Okay.
Puerto Rican or Dominican.
I always have a hard time distinguishing.
Yeah.
I think they lost faith in Angel Garza.
She's gorgeous, is what she is. Yeah.
And I don't see much of a future for him. I'm gonna say hello 205
for Angel Garza, which is a shame because he's a superstar.
He's really good.
I think unfortunately he might have a bigger thing than Andrade. I think they're both excellent.
Yeah,
they are, and then even like Andrade, they're kind of like
Garza can be your next Eddie Guerrero.
He could be. He's really good, but like I don't think Vince sees it. He's like, he's too small. Keith Lee's too fat.
He's so fucking.
Then
good.
Fire them all. Like.
Keith Lee in a singlet now too.
Yeah, D-Lo singlet.
It did. His gear looked very similar to.
It did. It looks a little bit better than the shirt thing he was wearing, but like still like.
Yeah. Put him in.
I looked it up by the way. Zelina Vega is from. She's from New York, but she is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah. Put him in.
And if they ever
put him in jogging pants and boots like Mia Yim.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
If they ever turn her babyface, there's that kind of tear-jerking story too. Her dad passed away in 9/11.
Listen, if they can't turn Lacey Evans into a babyface, and she's one of the most stand-up people of all time, and they kept her babyface for 3 weeks.
A good-looking blonde.
Yeah, who's like military vet and just especially in today's wrestling today's climate where like everyone's like super like right now everyone's like super pro-military.
Yeah,
and you can't get the Marine over.
I don't know what to tell you. It's horrible. Once Vince is no longer around, it should get better. Hopefully, it can't get worse.
Yeah,
I don't think it can get worse.
We'll see.
I mean, everyone I talk to goes, "Man, it's 2000 Nitro bad." I'm like,
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
NXT's good though.
NXT
Raw Underground and Raw Underground. By the way, we had Braun Strowman cleaning house was the big thing there. And then at the end, he faces off with Dabakato, the big guy. And then Shane McMahon jumps in and is like, no, save her for next week.
Why? What benefit is there to say, save this for next week?
Because we only have a 15-minute window. We need to get this done by 10 o'clock because I pitched it for 10 o'clock.
I like how Raw Underground exists in a different dimension and Retribution can't go there.
No.
Can't go there.
They can't go to SmackDown either.
Yeah, because that's a different, even the same building. They can't go there.
They're like,
they can't go to NXT because they're already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
There should be a different retribution in all white, and it's just WWE guys that could invade NXT.
yeah, but it's all the dirty guys they
they wear the little tiny masks like the Robin masks.
Yeah, like you don't know who we are.
They're obviously Roman Reigns.
It's clearly Otis.
Yeah,
with just a little domino mask on.
and he has a fake mustache.
And everyone, honestly,
At least that'd be entertaining.
I would respect that more because everyone would be like, "Who are these Max men?"
Maybe Otis? Nah.
He has the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, money. It says not Money in the Bank.
Yeah, they're wearing Groucho masks.
Yeah.
That's it. This is the fake.
Yeah, the fake nose and the glasses. That's. I don't. I'm not.
This is already. We're already pitching
I'm not
something.
John Morrison.
We're already pitching something better than Retribution.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's literally. I'm wearing it right now.
fucking
I'm
awful.
wearing my blue mini shirt. It's literally just make it the BWO version.
There you go. The BWO is way better than Retribution.
They're fantastic.
It's oh.
So is that it? What else we got for Raw? Let's get through this shit show.
They mentioned the Mandy Rose trade. That was pretty much it. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for Raw.
All right.
And a lot of people keep saying like Io's going up soon. I'm like, well, what's she gonna do? Flounder? Like
Who? I would be very scared for EO moving
me
up
too.
because of they just seem to can't book anyone except if you're part of the 4 Horsewomen.
And it's usually like, well, we already have one Japanese lady.
Yeah, and you listen, we already have
And they
one
finally
champ.
They finally are pushing Asuka well. But
Yeah, they are,
They
dude, yeah.
would bode well for EO.
Yeah.
So like, she has to go to the wherever SmackDown because Asuka's on Raw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has to go to SmackDown.
Let's jump into NXT, and before you go through your thing, I do want to talk about the opening match real quick.
Yeah, I totally forgot to watch it.
If you're someone right now, because I know there's a lot of hate for her online, for Shotzi.
I
If
don't know
she
why.
really,
I don't
yeah,
know
a lot of
why.
people. So there's some people who just aren't a fan of her. They don't get her. But
Oh,
if
that's their own
if
fault.
she didn't win you over this week, there's no hope for you.
I heard she did cow mutilation. So that's the when you're sitting down or when you're laying down and you take their arms and chicken wing and you float over.
Yeah.
Submission hold. Daniel
then
Bryan used to do it
bridge.
in Ring of Honor.
Cattle mutilation. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a fantastic match. EO
I
versus
love
Shotzi was
that
a
match.
really
Favorite match
good-
of the week.
Yeah,
Favorite
I'm
match of the week
gonna
by far.
watch it. Well, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I like Shotzi. I like Io's great.
when they were doing that move. The
cow mutilation.
yeah, Shotzi's hair in the green was
Oh, the
mixing
red.
with the red.
Christmas.
It looked crazy. It looked cool. But and then so it starts off where Shotzi goes in, tries to shake her hand, and says like, "Let's show some respect." And EO knocks it away like you ain't shit. And then at
No
the
code of honor here.
yeah, and then at the very end of the match, like she takes EO to her limit, but EO still gets the win, and she picks up Shotzi, and she's like shakes her hand, and she goes, "You're like you kind of
Cool.
give
I
her
think
the
Shotzi will be champion one day,
yeah."
and then she's gonna go to the main roster and be tagging with somebody like Nia.
Yeah, if you moved up EO right now, she'd be Asuka's assistant.
Yeah, and Shotzi would just be lost.
Yeah,
She'd be in the Riot Squad.
Yeah, she'd be the
They'd
right.
make it a
Well,
three-person
you
team
look
again.
like her, so
Yeah.
put you two together.
you could be the new Liv Morgan with
Yeah.
the colored hair. Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah,
but
phenomenal match. I
great
enjoyed it a
opening
lot.
match. Yeah, I thought NXT was fun this week. I really did. But all right, let's go through it.
The,
Yeah.
the
This week you
squashy
spent
stuff
time
was
on.
at least short. There was nothing like. I think the closest thing to bad was the Candice and Johnny promo.
I heard
I-
the Tegan thing was horrible.
I'm so
Tegan, yeah.
I'm so over the Candice Johnny.
I don't get it.
I hate it.
I just don't get
Just
it.
keep him a heel. Just do evil DIY. Heel DIY would be great.
Yeah.
But match-wise, after that opener, you had Tommaso Ciampa beating Desmond Troy. It was basically a squash with a
He
draping
was-
DDT.
He had a different name. He was. Oh jeez, I forget. But he's a guy that's been there, but he got a new name. Desmond Troy. Get it?
Yeah.
Destroy. Des Troy.
Oh.
Oh, is
Get
it that
it?
guy
Get it?
from Lee something that was just signed over from Evolve?
Yeah, he had a different name, but
Yeah, I forget his last name.
Des
something
Troy.
Lee something.
That's up there with terrorizing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Or what did you say in the last podcast for MMA? Emma.
Oh, that was for what we recorded earlier. My whole thing, and this is a license to print money. There needs to be a character that's a farm girl, but also a cage fighter, and her name is Emma May.
That should be Ronda's new gimmick when she comes
MMA.
back. When Ronda comes back, don't even
It's
say her
blow
name is
gimmick.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
Just
forget that she was over
completely
there.
put her on a completely different gimmick, and don't even book her as UFC former champ.
Yeah.
Like this is this character that you guys are seeing that you
Dye her
clearly
hair
know
brown.
that you clearly know who she
Yeah.
is. She's a farm girl, and she's Emma
Yeah.
May.
Oh boy, that's like
Well, you
what's
could do that. It's funny. We'll bring something up very similar to this later on in the history segment. But yeah, maybe she loses the thing where she can't wrestle for a while, and she's a masked farm girl named MMA.
Oh, who was the one from Glow? The something the farmer's daughter.
There was
There's
Sally,
yeah.
Becky, and Babe. There were
Yeah.
like 3 of them.
Yeah.
One of them sadly just passed away. I forget her real name.
I like Nanachka. She was a hot Russian chick.
Colonel Nanachka.
Yeah, Nanachka. I don't like that name.
Um,
And then there's a great Netflix Glow documentary, not the show. It was a documentary on Glow that came out like 10, 15 years ago. And I was like, wow, Nanachka's still hot now.
Yeah. What was
I'm a big fan of the show too.
what was Adina saying as a joke what she wants to wrestle by now? Because she's getting like so jacked, like Bertha or something like that.
Oh, no. Was it Breath of... I forget. Yeah, I seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I was like,
What I said on the Camp Leapfrog review was I want Molly, McCoy, and Adina to have a tag team called Blades of Steel.
No,
Yeah.
that's a hockey
Yeah.
player. That's a good one.
And it was a great game. That was an amazing hockey game on the NES.
Yeah. All right, let's go through NXT here.
After that match, Jake Atlas challenged Tommaso Ciampa for next week because he got beat up by him a few weeks back. Kushida beat Austin Theory with a hoverboard lock after answering Theory's open challenge. A more aggressive Kushida here. He got the tap out, didn't let go right away. Breezango beat Imperium. Tyler Breeze beat Eichner with a Rana. Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter beat Zaya Lee and Jesse Kamea. Casey pinned Lee after a double team move. And the big story part here is Kamea shook hands with the winners afterward, but Zaya Lee just walked off. Another tag match, Drake Maverick and Killian Dane beat Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish by disqualification when Fish hit Dane with a chair. This was built around, and they did a segment beforehand too, just Dane did not want to team with him. He didn't even come out at first. And Drake was just getting the crap kicked out of him until Regal just yells at Dane until he goes out and stands in the corner. He gets tagged in, he cleans house, and then we get the DQ. Afterward, Maverick celebrates, and then Dane just knocks him out with a punch. And then
I think they're gonna have that where they're like against each other. Eventually, they learn to like each other.
Yeah. The reluctant.
It's like a buddy cop comedy.
It seems to me like NXT is trying to like get some new tag teams coming together a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is good because they have like nothing. Undisputed Era and Breezango and Imperium, and that's it.
And then the luchador guys, the non-luchador guys.
Oh, hey, that guys look really cool. Let's make them not look cool.
Yeah. Real quick about the
Pretty
luchadors, that mask I got from that pro wrestling loot, it's a chimera mask or chimera.
Chimera?
It's a chimera mask.
Oh, I don't know him. I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, I heard the name before. And then it's a Roger or Rodriguez, something like that. He goes by that too.
Ricardo Rodriguez.
Ricardo
he
Rodriguez.
Was Alberto's announcer. That was him before he was.
Okay.
I guess his name was Chimera.
Ricardo Rodriguez. Yeah.
Oh, there's many ways to spell that.
It's with a C.
Yeah, but I mean,
Chimera is I think how you spell it.
Chimera. Yeah.
Yeah, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah,
That was
it is.
was,
Jesus Rodriguez. That's his real name. Let's see if we get a picture here. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, Chimera. Here we go. NWA Pro Wrestling.
Oh, wow.
Well, that was yeah.
Yep, that's the mask I got. Except red. All right, what else we got?
Then your main event was Damian Priest retaining the North American title over Timothy Thatcher in another really, really good match.
Good match.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. I'm gonna fight you.
What's the party?
Every time you say he's only Scottie Pippen.
Angle-wise, it looks like they're doing a 3-way feud. Kyle O'Reilly attacked Jake Atlas outside, and then he also brawled with Ciampa. And for next week, they said there's going to be a women's battle royal for a #1 contendership. And then the 5-man gauntlet eliminator, or if you're a Ring of Honor fan, a scramble match for a title shot.
So, like, Rhea Ripley wins his battle royal, right?
I would
You would
think so. Yeah, I forget who's all in it. I'll try and bring it up here real quick.
I think it's the NXT roster.
Yeah, I mean, they had pictures of all the women. I don't know if they're the ones that are going to
Pretty much anyone you can imagine. Yeah, they're probably going to be in it.
I wonder if there's going to be a surprise in the men's match. Like the 5th guy would be like maybe Ricochet coming back or something.
That'd be wonderful.
Well, did Ricochet say he's leaving?
No, there was rumors, and then he said he wasn't leaving. And then, like, I wish I had Twitter because I would have responded like, "Well, maybe you should."
You're dumb. Yeah, actually, there was a little weird thing. AJ Styles said on his Twitter, he said that when before he re-signed to WWE, that there was talks that him and the Good Brothers were going to leave at WWE at the same time.
Yeah.
And that they were going to be the opening night of AEW. The plan was to have them come out as the club
Yeah.
and attack the Elite.
Like, that would have been great.
And he was like, that would have been a fun angle. And in retrospect, it's something I'm not still ruling out, and I would love to reunite with those guys.
I think you will eventually.
And I think once his contract's up, I think he's out of there.
Yeah, me too. Hey, he did mostly everything, and if he has 2 years left, he did everything that he's going to do.
He won every title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else could he really do?
The only thing he didn't do was win Rumble.
Yeah. So, like, and you really have to win the Rumble if
Yeah.
you're already multiple-time world champion.
I think if he were to retire and go to another company with AEW,
Go have fun for your last couple of years.
Yeah, he's proven all he can prove, and he can still be considered one of the greatest of all time in WWE.
Yeah. And one of the best wrestlers in the world still. So.
Yeah, he
Where
is.
was he at in PWI 500? He had to be top 10, right? Is it still around?
I'll pull it up. Yeah.
I'm trying to get
I,
this.
say, I can pull up the digital copy if you don't have it handy.
There you go. Yeah, Tony's going over for now. I was trying to find this image of the Battle Royal, but I got one from Battle Royal from a while ago because because in this Battle Royal, it's Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, someone who's fired, Emma.
He was
Liv-
actually
Liv
number
Morgan.
10.
Nia Jax, what's her name? The idiot girl that pinned the girl upside down, Cameron. Asuka, Deonna Purrazzo, and wrestling superstar, women's legend, one of the best to ever be in the business, the redhead. What was her name? What was her? I can't think of her name now. She was horrible.
NXT?
Yeah.
Audrey Marie, maybe?
No, she was just hot.
Let me see.
Her.
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie. Yeah, the
I
wrestling
think she
legend.
won that battle royal.
Oh my God.
Because there was a thing where she wrestled Asuka, and they were like, they were making it all look like they were going to do some kind of Montreal screw job, and she was going to end Asuka's streak, and then she obviously just got crushed.
No boy, I found it. So it's Casey Catanzaro, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, obviously, Tegan Knox, Shotzi Blackheart, the big girl that's with Dakota Kai. What's her name?
Raquel Gonzalez.
Raquel Gonzalez. Her name was Lacey Lane, but now it's different. She looks like a Mortal Kombat character, the black girl with the long braids.
Oh, one that's teaming with Catanzaro now?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, what's her name?
Hayden Carter.
Yeah, Hayden Carter.
She's beautiful.
Zia Lee, and then there's some other girl. Who is that girl? Do you know who that is right there?
Oh, that's the girl who kind of looks like a Hispanic version of Paige. She kind of has like a little goth look.
Indy Hartwell?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the little dark lipstick.
So I would say Rhea Ripley was that.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Yeah, AJ Styles is number 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 10.
The
Just-
other thing, too, with as far as guys maybe leaving or changing things up, there's a big tease with Lindsay Dorado. He posted a picture of him holding his mask. He's unmasked. He has his back to the camera.
Yeah, I would
You just see the
say
back of his head. It's just his goodbye.
not a good move unless he's leaving.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna take away the one thing that makes you special. I mean, he's a good wrestler, but I mean, like, what do you know about him other than his mask?
Yeah.
Won't be as bad as when Jigsaw took off his
Oh
mask.
yeah, that was awful.
When who?
Okay, so there was a wrestler named Jigsaw in Chikara. He's a puzzle. He's a jigsaw, right? He had his mask covered his whole face. So he took it off, and unfortunately, Jigsaw is not the most attractive gentleman. And he was a part of a group called the Vulture Squad with
Oh, my God.
Julius Smokes and who else was Ruckus? And they're like, transform. He's like doing this, and I don't do it. He takes off his mask. And like, ooh, maybe you shouldn't take the mask off.
Like it actually made sense for him.
Yeah.
And then he went back to Chikara and put the mask
Yeah.
He was in TNA for a little bit, or Impact as Rubik's.
Yeah,
He was
Rubik's,
Jigsaw,
yeah.
so he was Rubik's.
And
Yeah.
he's since retired. He didn't make it too many years after that. He wasn't a bad wrestler. Tall, lanky guy, skinny.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And he also there was another, early on he had a tag partner that he came back for a little bit. He was a puzzle gimmick too. I forget his name.
But then he had Shane Storm, too, and who was the other guy who did the Transform
Yeah,
thing.
Transform. But that actually was cool. They actually spoofed that with Vin Gerard yelling, Transform. He takes off the Shane Storm mask, and then he was Stigma, which is like the evil Shane Storm mask. So I wrestled both Shane Storm and Stigma and Vin Gerard. So there you go.
Did you ever wrestle Equinox?
No, I never wrestled Equinox.
A little before your time.
Yeah. I was probably close to it, though. There was one time I did wrestle Vin Gerard, and the girl taking the pictures, because we both had the same hair at the same time, was tagging us in the pictures, and she messed up several times, tagging me as Vin Gerard and him as Andy Header. So that was a couple years ago.
One of my buddies who wrestled for a while. Remember I told you my buddy, he used to wrestle with Draven at his school?
Yeah.
He knew you pretty well. Dave Little. You meet so many people.
Oh, yeah, a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, that
He
was
lives
like,
in Frankville somewhere, doesn't he? Or
he
did?
used to.
Yeah.
And then he moved. He lives up in Harrisburg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to see him on Facebook, and he doesn't come up in the algorithms anymore.
Yeah, that's
Seems like a nice guy.
That's like my big brother. Like,
Oh.
remember I used to like joke around like I was raised in a black family.
Yeah.
Like it was his family.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep.
How about it?
Yeah, he's like because he was saying like, oh my god, like I joined. He was doing a little live stream. I joined in. He goes, Blackwell, yo, your podcasts are killing it, man. I said, he goes, I think the best thing ever is that you and Andy Header work together. That's what he said.
How about it?
Yeah.
There we go.
But
Even better when I get that big time contract.
yeah, we're working on it. We're
When
trying.
When I come out and Mox is like, I need Andy Header on my team.
Yeah.
You're like, who the hell is that?
You know what, Darby? I don't need
Yeah.
you. I want Andy
I'm gonna come
Header.
out and beat up Darby Allin and take a spot.
Yeah, it doesn't take
And then
much.
they mess up and they call Vin Gerard and like, oh, God.
Yeah, Vin Gerard. What's Vin Gerard doing here?
Vin Gerard is in the bill. I thought Matt Hardy wasn't
Yeah.
cleared to wrestle.
That's right there.
And then-
there's
And then
a
Andy just starts streaming wrestling events on things for pay-per-view.
Yeah, pay-per-view. So there's the storyline. Me and Matt Hardy. There you go. We can get a year out of that.
Steve Fulton booked a good one where he said that you and Dolph Ziggler should have tag teamed and been like
Yeah.
the new Rockers.
Right, that'd be cool.
The new rockers.
The new Rockers.
Hey,
yeah.
nothing can hurt Dolph Ziggler at this point. He's so beaten.
Yeah. And it's a shame because he's still so
Yeah,
talented.
he's so good. It's like he's one of them guys too, where like you can tell he's like, I don't care. You
Yeah.
know?
He's like, I'm just taking this
Yeah.
money. I think, what was it, his contract? He's like, I want more money, and I want to be able to leave the arena as soon as I'm done. Because I guess one of the rules where you can't leave until the show's over.
Sometimes they had that. I don't know, years ago, the guys would take off. Some
Yeah.
stick around.
It depends how high in the food chain you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
and
how
Dolph,
high you are if you want to stay.
And Dolph worked in his contract that he can leave as soon as he's done. So he's just...
That was
Some
that
guys.
was a big thing when Bill Watts took over WCW. He said nobody can leave until after the last match. So they would say that it would sound like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the parking lot where the wrestlers park when that last match was on. They just rev up their engines waiting for it to.
Oh man, some guys don't want to be there at all. Some love it. It all depends.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. AEW.
Do you want to do I have really quick stuff for Impact and ROH.
You can fly through the who won and stuff.
Yeah, that's literally all I have for Ring of Honor because it was built around the Pure title tournament. Jay Lethal beat Dalton Castle in the first round, 2 former ROH champions, and Jonathan Gresham beat Wheeler Utah in the other first round match.
Okay. And what about on Impact?
Impact, we had a lot of the Wrestle House people were back in the arena. Kylie Ray and Sue Young beat Deonna Purrazzo and Kimber Lee. Susie beat Kimber Lee. XXXL, AC Romero and Larry D beat the Deaners, Cody Deaner and Cousin Jake. Larry D beat Jake with a KO punch. Trey Miguel beat TJP after a top rope Meteora, but it looks like TJP might be doing a heel turn there. The Rascals were attacked by the North, Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. And that was kind of a thing where they were supposed to be, the main event was supposed to be those four, the North, Ace Austin and Fulton against the Motor City Machine Guns and the Rascals. But they were taken out of the match due to an attack. Rich Swann is back. He unretired. He's been granted a Impact title match against Eric Young at Bound for Glory.
Does he win it?
I would say no, just because Eric Young won it, but you never know because Eric won it shortly after Eddie Edwards won it.
Because Eric Young did a huge horrible thing where he tried to end his career, so it's like the redemption thing, and he tells you try to end my career, now I take your title.
Oh, okay.
It was actually very well booked because when they had that last pay-per-view where Eddie Edwards won the title, Rich Swann eliminated Eric Young in the match, and Rich Swann was his first match back from injury, and then Eric Young just destroyed his leg afterward, and that made Rich Swann lose the match. And then I think he might have even attacked him again and hurt him even worse. And Rich Swann came out like, that's it, I'm retired, my leg's shot. And then Eric Young wins the title. Rich Swann comes back and he's like, I had to watch the guy who ended my career win the world title. I'm coming back to take it off him.
Oh, cool.
Really good story.
Yeah.
Really good booking.
Yeah, it is.
And then Willie Mack beat Brian Myers with the stunner. Kira Hogan beat Ty when Tasha Steelz interfered. And then the main event, Ace Austin, the North, and Madman Fulton beat the Good Brothers and the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, wow.
Ace took a blind tag in and stole a pin on Chris Sabin. And there was an argument afterward between the Good Brothers and the Machine Guns. So it seems like they might be working toward actually like a 5-way tag feud or a 5-way tag match. Bound for Glory's coming up. That's like their WrestleMania. And you have the Good Brothers, you have the Machine Guns who were the champions, you have the North who were the former champions for a year or more. You have Austin and Fulton, then you have the Rascals. So it might be some kind of 5-way tag or some big like TLC type match or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is I think the Good Brothers are going to go there to put over like an Ace Austin.
Maybe a couple people. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't see them there for long.
What if
They also
what if the
they
Good
also
Brothers?
just
What if
announced
the Good Brothers
they're
take?
doing a
Oh, go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
They also announced that they're doing another talking shop a mania show on Fight.
Okay.
What if
They were just on Jericho's podcast. I heard it was very funny. I
Who's that?
listened to it. The Good Brothers.
What if the Good Brothers take Ace Austin to Japan with him?
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Him in like a Will Ospreay
Yeah,
match.
they could get some pull. He would be a good addition to the junior roster.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get to AEW, I keep saying I have another piece of news because I just remembered. So one of the coolest but most depressing things happened the other day. Coolest because I'm super happy it's happening, and depressing is because I can't be there. So my Crowbot has been announced on Jericho's cruise.
Yeah, for next year.
Yeah.
next October, right?
That's awesome.
My God, if I can, if there was a real devil and I can summon him to sell my soul,
To be on that cruise.
I would be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I could not imagine being on a boat with Eddie Collins, who is and Bishop and Brandon, who all love pro wrestling, and watching AEW with
Yeah.
them, and then being able to watch them play on the same cruise with Fozzy, and like just walking around the boat seeing wrestlers like.
I heard it's a great time.
And like I'm so happy they're like that's a good moment for their band.
Yeah,
Tony's about to write his congressman and demand another stimulus.
Yeah, even if there was no wrestling at all, it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every single person I know who was on the cruise said it's the coolest moment they ever had. But like I was hyped when they toured with Steel Panther.
Yeah.
I was hyped when Steel Panther commissioned Bishop to do like a special Steel Panther T-shirt.
Yeah.
And
but
now
this is
they're
the
on
Jericho cruise.
the
My
fucking
God.
Jericho cruise. Like
Yeah.
it's like the greatest thing ever. Like
Yeah.
the only other moment, like the only thing I can describe where I would be that hyped for someone else is the, and I'm not even gonna say if, I'm saying when, like the day you get a contract.
That'd be awesome.
Like-
when I run out and attack somebody.
Yeah, like I couldn't, the feeling I have right now, even talking about
Yeah.
it, like how excited I am for them to be a part of that,
Mhm.
would be this like the only thing comparable to like when you
I
get
guess so.
signed.
That
Like it was just, it was like,
if I ran out on NWA
Yeah.
and just like beat some nobody or somebody like, and it's like it's way down on the list of things in wrestling. Like that's huge.
yeah, dude, it's just super cool, man.
Like I said, if I do that and I died
Like
the
if-
next day, I'd be like, you know what?
if we
It
could
was
have got
worth
you,
it.
if we could have got you in that video game, that'd have been sick.
I know that. Oh my
Like,
God.
we tried, but you know,
Hey, maybe next time.
yeah.
I'll create myself and then upload myself.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it. Just that
I'll
was,
create myself for Dirty Battleground tomorrow.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna be something you can download for like put. It
I
to
wonder,
the-
yeah, if you can like go and download other
and
people.
then put
yeah.
Andy Header in the game.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be fun. But yeah, it's just a really cool thing. Is like my buddy's band is gonna be on the Jericho cruise, and I
that's
think they're like third headline, like third.
Yeah, it's like Fozzy, so and so, Crowbot.
Yeah, they're
I'm like,
they're
that's
third,
awesome.
They're
So
like
that
third
Jericho
build.
has listened to Crowbot then.
Well, because like Steel Panther are huge Crowbot fans.
Yeah.
So Steel Panther's DVD where they did the concert in the
Mhm.
garage, the guy who comes up to knock on the door is wearing a Crowbot shirt.
Okay.
When Steel Panther went on Fox for Thanksgiving football and they did like a Thanksgiving song,
Yeah.
Styx is drumming and he's wearing the Crowbot
Oh,
shirt.
sweet.
So like they are big fans of those guys.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
like,
Steel
but, like-
Panther and Jericho are buddies.
Yeah, so someone had to say, Jericho, hey, listen to these guys.
Yeah. Which
Dude,
dude,
it's Jericho's cruise.
what if Jericho interviews them?
Yeah.
Oh,
you never know.
my
I mean,
God.
that's,
I'll
like,
pop.
he's the Vince McMahon of that cruise.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get on there unless he says yes.
Yeah.
So
Such a cool.
that's awesome.
My God, I wish I can be on it so bad.
Yeah, I wish I could go
Oh, if it's not next year, the year after,
too. Yeah.
we need to get together and
go to it.
and like
Because I think it's not this year was going to be January or something.
actually 2021's cruise was supposed to be this year's cruise. And they
Okay,
just pushed
yeah.
it back to 2021, and it was full.
And the last time it was during the summer, right? 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember that AEW was like during the summer.
Yeah. So it's just such a cool thing that
Definitely.
someone who's close to the show. I got to get Eddie a Tornado Tag shirt to wear.
Yeah,
on
to wear.
stage. Oh,
Wasn't the last one in January? Wasn't it like
That's what I was thinking. Maybe it was.
yeah, because it was when it was right after the Bash at the Beach one. They did the ones on the boat.
Yeah, because that's when Hangman came win the tech titles, right?
That was at a pay-per-view.
Oh,
was
that's
at,
right. Yeah.
That was at like Full Gear or something like that, or Revolution. But no, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in January. I think it was like the middle of January because
Okay.
it was definitely like people were like, "Ooh, maybe it wasn't a good thing because of COVID."
Yeah.
Because there was another cruise ship at that same time where like people were just stuck on there for months because they
Yeah,
were
remember that?
quarantined.
Ugh. That's terrible.
Like the Diamond Princess,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
I don't know.
But
Hopefully
this was going to be like October next year, so
Yeah.
it's over a year away. So there should be like vaccines.
I
and
would say
stuff
so by then. Yeah, my God. But
Yeah.
good for Crowbot. Good dude. Good for everybody involved.
Dude, I love
man.
him. Love him to death.
That's awesome.
I can't wait to the day they're huge and they're touring the world and they're like headlining bands.
And then I see Eddie in Boyers.
Yeah, and he's still
shopping with his mom.
Boyers, yeah, but like just to say, like, because I want nothing but success for them, but it would be cool to be like, I booked them.
Yeah,
I did a festival, had them headline. Like, I just so fucking happy. Like,
it's cool when you see people that you know.
I just
like,
I get excited for like when your friends do cool shit. Like, it hypes me up. It motivates me to keep pushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, that's such a cool thing. When I seen that, I was like, I was like,
I was like, whoa.
yeah, I
awesome.
almost teared up a little bit. I was pumped.
And then your host there's Brad Williams, the comedian. He's a little person.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
confused. He was the guy that was in the when they did the
Jericho dance video thing.
Yeah, and everybody thought it was Hornswoggle.
Yeah,
it was Brad Williams.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of stand-up comedy during the cruise too.
Yeah,
so it sounds like a great time. Hey, did you hear about Daniel Cormier? Early talks with WWE
to do commentary.
Yeah, well, he said he wants to do commentary for 6 months. He said, I want to put everybody over. He knows his shit, and he's like, and then I want someone to come. I'm like, Roman gets in my face and he punches me. What do? I'm just the commentator, or am I? I was like, wow. Yeah. He's like, I want a slow build. I'm like, wow, this guy knows wrestling. Like,
apparently, Fox really wanted him when SmackDown started.
Okay,
and then he just started fighting again.
And then they got what's his name who sucked.
Kane, yeah.
Kane Velasquez.
Well, I think Fox wanted him for commentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a big wrestling fan. He's been tight with JR for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. Daniel Cormier said before he got into MMA, after he finished the Olympics and he didn't know where he wanted to go, he said he wanted to do pro wrestling. But he said, I trained for a couple months, and he goes, fuck that, it hurt too much.
Wow.
He goes, that ring did not, he goes, that ring sucked.
It probably did suck.
He's like, I'd rather go get punched in the face than do that wrestling.
It might have been a bad ring. Bad ring is a bad ring.
Yeah. He was like, it was not, he goes, I'd rather go and know where I can physically really beat somebody. Because it wasn't like one of those things where like, I'd rather go be a tough guy, like a real tough guy and beat people up. He goes, no, that was one of the hardest trainings I ever did in my life.
If you have a good fight where you're on the up for most of it, you're not getting slammed or anything.
And that's a lot of his career was.
Yeah.
Where he went like almost his entire Strikeforce career and his beginning of his career UFC in the heavyweight division and it was like for almost like a 10-year run or like 6-year run where he didn't lose a round.
Wow.
He just dominated.
So he wasn't taking bumps.
And he was small. He was a small dude bodying people.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what the guy looks like, but I'm like, well, I heard the interview. I'm like, wow, he sounds like it. Why not? Give him a shot.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
It's no worse than Retribution.
Yeah. All right, is that we're all done for this week in wrestling?
AEW we didn't cover.
Oh yeah, let's get to AEW. Speaking of the Cruise and Jericho, good segue.
We opened with the Jurassic Express already in the ring, and they're supposed to be wrestling FTR in a non-title match. But here come the Young Bucks, fresh after super kicking Alex Marvez and getting fined $5,000 last week. They come out and super kick the referee. Then they walk to the back. They throw a bunch of money at Tony Khan and just storm off. They pay their fine in advance. And that leads to FTR beating Jurassic Express in a non-title match. Dax beat Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy did a sunset flip, and then Cash and Tully Blanchard just pulled him down, so the pin was reversed.
The old-time ending with
old school heel.
Yeah.
But Jungle Boy looked like a superstar.
He did. Jungle Boy looks really good. Luchasaurus looks like he's having his 6th or 7th match.
Yeah.
Luchasaurus is not good.
He's a nice dude. Really nice guy.
Yeah, he can do cool stuff, but everything in between.
But Jungle Boy,
Jungle Boy's awesome.
He's that's a superstar there.
Yeah.
I don't get the. I mean, once again, I don't watch BET,
the gimmick.
But I don't
he's
get
only, what, like 22, Jungle Boy?
Yeah, something like that. He's
no,
really young.
I don't get the heel elite right now, like the heel, like them being heel right now. It seems forced.
It's weird how they even on being elite, they didn't really explain that. So
yeah.
The best was the explaining of Michael Nakazawa putting Baby Oil on the top rope so Matt Sydal would fall.
That was funny.
They have to have that match. Like they have to build to that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's ingenious right there. So
first guy I ever saw Jungle Boy wrestle, I think I mentioned this before, was Tony Deppen. It was also the first time I ever saw Tony Deppen wrestle.
Wow. Yeah,
it was at like Joey Janela lost in LA or something like that.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, like the
Escape
WrestleMania
from LA.
things.
It was one where David Arquette almost died.
Oh,
He
okay.
wrestled the game.
Oh wow, Jesus. Yeah, but this was a very good opening match. Jungle Boy did look really good.
Yeah,
there was
Jungle Boy's great. FTR is the best tag team in the world right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And then they win with the cheat and the underhanded double win, which is pretty good. So.
And then we had Hangman Page beating Frankie Kazarian with the buckshot lariat. This match was really built around the commentary because Kenny Omega was on the commentary as being really snide and condescending, and this is where I would save him and things like that. They mentioned that Kenny had they've been offered a tag match, him and Hangman against SCU, but he didn't want to do it. And then after match, he just walks away, doesn't acknowledge Hangman winning, and Page just drinks a beer.
Yeah, I thought the match was very good.
It was.
Yeah, excellent match.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, Hangman wins with the buckshot lariat. But yeah, this,
And
I was
then-
like, wow, 2 good matches already.
And the next match was more of an angle. It was like a squash. MJF beat
Yeah.
Shawn Dean with a thumb to the eye and the salt of the earth.
Yeah, in like 8
And-
seconds or something like that.
Yeah, and he made Justin Roberts announce him as the undefeated, undisputed, uncrowned champion.
Yeah.
He made fun of AEW and he's right, for having too many stables, too many factions, and that's the only way he can get noticed, so he might have to join one.
Yeah, a wolf pack. Woo woo.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, get Nash and Hall out here.
I could see maybe they'll do something where he like auditions groups. He's like, no, I don't want to join you, Dark Order.
Yeah, and at the end, it's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Chris Jericho and Jake Hager beat Private Party. Jericho had the Judas effect on Isaiah Cassidy. He then tried to put him in the walls after the match, but Mark Quinn made the save. Before this, there was a big angle where Matt Hardy was attacked in the back. I'm guessing because he's going to be taking some time off and needed to write him off a little bit.
Yeah.
Even
He's
though
holding his
even though
knee
he
and
totally doesn't have a concussion.
Jericho walked up with the baseball bat.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, that looks looks
taking a break.
swollen. Sorry about that.
Yeah, everybody goes up. Maybe they should amputate it.
Yeah, maybe they should.
So it was like, it had to be Jericho. He carries a bat everywhere.
Yeah. So this match was, it was okay. It wasn't that. It was, I don't know. Wasn't as good as the other ones.
Yeah.
And
I like Jericho, but I don't know how I feel about it with Jake Hager.
yeah, I don't like Jake Hager when he tags in. It kind of.
I think him and Santa Vigar would be a better tag
Yeah,
team.
they're like sex gods.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
more.
I
entertaining.
disconnect when Jake Hager gets in there.
It's
like,
tough.
yeah.
It's tough, especially when like he's
boring.
not even on camera, but like he talks and you're like you could just see his lish
Yeah.
coming through.
And I don't know. I was never a big fan of him.
Yeah.
I like how Private Party guys both took off their shirts. Then I was like, I know you're not big body guys, but don't wear them fucking stupid shirts.
Yeah.
Or get like singlets or something.
Mm-hmm.
They are my top 5 worst gear of the year. Private Party.
Private Party.
Yeah. I don't know if they're number 1. I have to think about it, but they're my top 5. Anyway.
Dominic,
Then we had
Dominic's hood was pretty bad.
They had the NWA Women's Title match, which was Thunder Rosa beating Ivelisse. Apparently, I was just reading this. Ivelisse might have been throwing some live rounds there.
Really? I heard that too. Someone said they don't think they were working together, but Ivelisse, newly a 16-year veteran. I don't know if watching wrestling counts. If it does, I'm a over 30-year veteran. So
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. I don't remember. I don't think that Tough Enough was that long ago. Maybe it was. I don't know if she was wrestling the whole time.
No,
but-
that had to be like 2009, I think. Like
Yeah.
it was about 10 years ago or more, a little more.
60-year veteran. I don't know about that one.
And if you're gonna do that, don't do that against the woman who's fighting MMA too.
Yeah, and if you're a 16-year veteran and you're still not that,
Did she
you're
throw
still
any?
wrestling like that, like
Do she threw? Do you think she got any return? 'Cause
I'm sure she did.
I didn't notice him during the match.
I didn't really notice either. Like
I just read it. Yeah, I didn't notice it either.
yeah, I mean it
What-
kind of looked like a lucha match, and then they were kind of brawling a little bit. But that smells real good.
Yeah.
I smell
The one thing I thought that looked clunky was when, because sometimes there's the thing where you roll out of something, then you hit the V trigger.
Mhm.
Ivelisse rolled out, stopped for a sandwich, watched the Godfather trilogy, and then hit the V trigger.
Yeah, Ivelisse has this thing. I noticed that I was texting my one friend during it. She watches every single move come. Like
Yeah.
so she's like laying on the ropes and she's watching Thunder Rosa run at her. So like if you're watching, why wouldn't you move?
Mm-hmm.
And she kept moving her hair. I'm thinking, this is a 16-year veteran? Like, Ivelisse, not good. Thunder Rosa, great, though. So I think she's great. And then she had it for the tombstone. She's like falling. She's like, and like picks her up and gives it to her.
Andy just
Yeah, hit the
suplexed the
mic.
microphone.
But yeah, Thunder Rosa's good. I'm glad that she's kind of
She
basically
looks like
in AEW.
look like that comic book. we
Yeah,
bought.
La
Muerta. Yeah. They should reach out to
She'll-
her.
Yeah, hey.
She'll be wrestling on that next NWA streaming show. She's defending the NWA title against Priscilla Kelly.
Yes.
Ooh.
I think what the deal is going to be is like, hey, you can use her, and you can't sign her, but like when her
how are they-
contract's up, you can sign her.
Here's my question: how are they using Taya Valkyrie on being the elite, but she's part of Impact?
Because that's just a YouTube show. It's
Yeah,
not
it's not an
it's not
official
AEW
AEW
proper,
show.
so it's not, and they're not making money off it.
Interesting.
I don't know if Thunder Rosa, she was on something. I don't know if it was Jericho's show or what, but I think
she was on
kind of
Jericho's show.
Okay. Then she kind of, I didn't listen to it, just kind of read snippets where she said because they had to like lower the pay on the NWA contracts because they're not doing shows. Corgan encouraged them to take other bookings, and he signed off on the AEW thing. I think that might be it.
Yeah, so she's not signed there, but I think like if NWA don't come back, then she's signed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think even like if NWA does come back, where's she gonna get more money?
Do you think the question mark comes to NWA? I mean, to Impact.
Impact maybe.
Not Impact.
AEW probably not.
He joins the Dark Order.
It'd be great. The question mark. Eddie's number question.
He's number question.
What number is the question? I hope NWA comes back though. I really do.
Yeah, I miss it. It was a lot of fun.
All right, next match.
Next match was our main event. The Best Friends beat Santana Ortiz in a parking lot fight when Trent gave Ortiz the crunchy through a board that was laid across the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah, this match was crazy. I thought it was great.
I normally
now
even
wild
though
brawl.
I love Attitude Era, parking lot matches to me always seemed corny.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like it just didn't seem nothing ever seemed real. It all seemed just like super safe, where like they punch and they slowly fall because it's concrete. Or they really protect their spots, or like suplexes are like where they fall on their feet more than anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was unbelievable.
When you get power bombed through a car window and your back immediately starts bleeding all over. That was insane. And the glass is still like, oh, that's like the next couple of days, glass is getting picked out.
Yeah, this match was, and it wasn't even that they had to do that crazy stuff to make it to entertain me, but they put a good show on.
Yeah, especially in the beginning, they put Ortiz in the trunk, and they do the sentons on top of the trunk.
Yeah.
Or not on the trunk, it was the hood.
The hood, the front of it, yeah.
I'm like, ugh. Like,
yeah. That was definitely a call to Vampiro, right? The face paint?
No, they said it was from the movie The Dead Presidents, which I've never seen, but I kind of remember.
Yeah,
I thought they looked
from
like
the 90s movie.
Yeah, I thought they looked like Girls Destiny, Tamatanga, and Tangaloa. Their face paint was very similar.
It reminded me of Vampiro.
Okay. But yeah, apparently it was this Dead Presidents I've never seen.
It was a good. It was about like these Vietnam vets that rob a bank, and they have like faces are painted up like that.
I thought they looked cooler like that than they did normal.
Yeah,
like, keep that.
It was such a good man. What's his name's head was bleeding. What's his name's elbow was bleeding.
Yeah, you could tell from getting suplexed and hitting the concrete. They were like scraped up and like, ooh boy. I think everyone was bleeding a little bit.
It was something that I wouldn't want them to do every week.
Yeah, but every now and then.
If that I hope that's the blow off. Like
I would say so.
Like
you would think it would have to.
Yeah,
be,
and then Orange Cassidy pops out of the trunk and does the Superman punch with the orange punch with the chain. Which was pretty cool.
Really,
if you're gonna hold off the Bucks and FTR, Best Friends, I guess you could tell. Oh, you could say, that puts them in line for another title match.
Yeah, I like the Best Friends. Really is starting to win me over. I really like them.
Yeah, like their promos weren't very serious, but like for this, they managed to be.
They're
serious.
funny, but they're serious.
Yeah,
like there's still humor to them, but they're serious.
And then the best was the ending with Trent's mom actually picking up the band. And Trent sits down. I'm like, he just got blood all over a fucking seat.
Yeah, he's bleeding bucket.
And then Trent's mom whips the finger. Was her Sue?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a great ending.
Dude, there was blood all over the concrete. Like, I wonder if you pressure wash that and it doesn't come out. Like, you go to the stadium, you're like, oh, there's Trent's blood still there.
Yeah, like they got clean and sanitized all that because all of them were bleeding and landed. And like Trent landed and was like, ooh, fucking glass in his back. Like, ugh.
It was rough, man. It was a good match, but it was rough.
Yeah, they were taking some bumps, and Chuck Taylor power drove one of them on top of the car.
On the car,
and they're both getting slammed in the car. I was like, boom, dents. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was nasty.
The best parking lot match I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then someone, I was on one podcast, and was like, this was what Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream should have been.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was
it was way better than that.
Yeah. And the only other one I remember is there was Finn Finley versus
Regal.
Regal in WCW in like 90.
I think the only thing that came close to this, just because they were throwing live rounds at each other, was Piper and Goldust.
No, Goldust.
And the with the white Ford Bronco.
Yeah. There was another WWE one like.
Was it like Steve Blackman and Shamrock or something like that?
So. And then what's the one with Cena? I know there was a match with Cena and.
There was one with Guerrero too. I think.
Yeah.
Was it Guerrero and Cena?
Or was it Guerrero and Chavo?
JBL.
Was it Eddie? Yeah, was it Eddie? I know JBL and Cena. I think that was a match that like. It ended in the ring. That's the one where JBL's bleeding buckets.
There was one where Cena or JBL won and Cena got thrown through like a big light, like a big floodlight.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one too. I think they had two because I know the one JBL's bleeding like crazy. I think John Cena was that one, and they hits him with a muffler or something. There's a couple of the parking lot brawls. There was a tag match one too. Then there was that terrible match in WCW with the Hardcore Invitational in the Junkyard.
The Junkyard. Oh no,
Yeah.
so many people got really hurt in that match.
Yeah,
too.
and it was not good.
Yeah. Yeah, AEW, I mean...
That was a great main event. I was like, oh, that's the main event. I'm like, you know what? That was fucking really good. So overall, I thought AEW was very good. I didn't get to watch NXT yet, obviously. But AEW was a very entertaining show.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think I liked NXT better, but the parking lot match was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just to run through some of the angles we didn't touch on because they weren't a part of matches, Miro is going to throw Kip a bachelor party. Eddie Kingston was kind of hyping up his team and like talking about this is what we do, we fight. But then he
Dude, it keeps looking like at some point he's just gonna clothesline fucking on Ray Phoenix,
right? Yeah,
like they're just gonna beat the shit out of Ray Phoenix.
Like, the big thing was he was telling the Blade to get his house in order, so I guess it's alluding to him being married to Allie, who's with Brandy now, and she's not the bunny anymore.
Yeah, and QT Marshall.
Yeah, so I guess they're gonna set up like a feud between the Butcher and the Blade and Natural Nightmares, maybe.
I guess so. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know where they're really going with that.
Yeah,
and then they set up the 6-way with
yeah, Taz and Jake Roberts struck a deal. He made a deal with the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a deal with the devil. Make a deal with the Tasmanian Devil. Look here, brother. You want Ricky Starks, and you want what's his name, Brian Cage.
I like Ricky Starks.
I like Ricky Starks too. He's great.
Yeah. That fake wooden box he threw him through is so stupid looking.
But the way they set this up, and then Will Hobbs came out of nowhere with the chair. He's been wrestling on Dark. I watch him wrestling.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So he was in the Battle Royal at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's a good way to push him, like in the kind of like higher end of the card. Like, hey, this guy's a somebody. So Moxley, and then he's
like, oh, we need one more person. I'm like, oh, who's this gonna be? He's like,
Seth Roman.
You're like, it's gonna be someone big. He's like, I'll take Darby Allin. I was like,
Darby, I know you're watching. So next week we're going to war.
It's like, oh man, you could have picked anybody with Darby.
Yeah, well,
like, you're literally going against the Murder Hawk. You're going against fucking.
Well, it makes sense.
I don't think Moxley's team is winning. They're gonna heat up Archer for the title match.
Yeah.
Archer pins Will Hobbs, but still, that's a great match to introduce Will Hobbs.
If I'm Darby, I'm like, what stupid shit are they gonna do to me this week? Like, are they gonna throw me off? Are they gonna Matt Hardy
Trent
me?
went through a window. I'm gonna go through 2 windows.
Yeah, but Darby's sick. He likes it. He's a weirdo.
So
he's gonna get thrown off the stadium at some point.
Yeah.
Like Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl. Just he rowboats on the way down.
Yes, somebody finally does it. My favorite part about that segment, by the way, was how they hid Ricky Starks and Brian Cage in the back, and they just jumped Moxley because they're wearing masks, so like everybody else is, so you don't see them.
You know who they are. They should have been wearing Retribution outfits.
Well, did you see that an actual fan jumped at Moxley?
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, but I don't know. I thought there was a good build to 6-man. It's like, oh, now I want to see the 6-man.
Yeah, so there's actually gonna be 2 AEW shows next week. One is late night Dynamite. It's going to be sometime Tuesday after the NBA. It seems like it's more of a dark lineup.
Yeah, it's nothing great. Jericho on commentary though.
Yeah, Jericho on commentary. The main event is Matt Sydal and Sean Spears. You also have Anna Jay against Brandy Rose and Scorpio Sky against Ben Carter.
And then on Ben Carter is.
Yeah, I don't know either. And then on Dynamite next week, you have the 6-man we just said, Archer, Cage, and Starks against Moxley, Allen, and Hobbs. Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida against Ivelisse and Diamante. After that title match, Diamante attacked Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida jumped the rail and made the save. And then for the TNT title, we're gonna have a little Chikara match here: Brody Lee and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, that should be really good.
Yeah,
looking forward to that one. So AEW next week should be pretty good.
Yeah,
good.
Wednesdays are so much fun with wrestling.
Yeah, it is. It's the rest of the watch. Just forget Friday, forget Monday.
If they were to put like say okay, we're not doing Tuesday, we're gonna move NXT to Thursday. Would you contemplate moving this show? Like, would we contemplate? Because we couldn't do Friday. At Saturday would be tough, and Sunday's a no go.
Yeah,
because usually pay-per-views are Saturdays. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be tough. It would just be a thing where we're like, hey, we can't cover it. We'll like SmackDown.
Yeah,
you're just gonna hear it a week later. Yeah, we're slowly getting out of the wrestling review business. Like, it's not really our thing anymore. Because I just feel like there's every podcast in the world reviews shows.
Yeah, and there's ones that break down every little snippet of it.
And I mean, I think it's fun to do it and talk about what's current. But my favorite.
But how
stuff,
many of them brought up Vin Gerard and MMA?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
MMA. That's the thing.
Yeah, we definitely stand out when it comes to certain things.
Oh,
you know.
name drop of Vin Gerard.
Yeah. But this is
Unstable.
This is where I feel our show shines and where we can stand above the rest, because I think one of the things that's most popular in wrestling is historical stuff. I think when people like the show what happened when and anything with Bruce Pritchard, where he talks about old school stuff.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah,
where
they love the old school.
this is where we either do like a topic on a wrestler, or we talk about an old pay-per-view, or we do like This Week in Wrestling History, which is hosted by our boy BP Burke over there.
BP Burke. Oh, wow.
That's his Murder My Dude.
Who's
name.
that?
I don't know. Hey, come on, Cafe.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into that. What?
It's funny because my co-host there, Jack, he's like, you should make a BP Burke Instagram. So I'm not tagging him. Like, it's not exactly Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah. You just
Put some glasses on.
Wear a Groucho mask, a Domino mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that's all you got to do.
Or like
Here, wait.
The one Bob's Burgers where Tina, it's like, it wasn't me, it was Dina. And she takes a Brett and puts it from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Now I'm BP Burke. There.
There you go.
Just a pair of sunglasses.
It's done.
Now you're boss man.
He wasn't even supposed to be in the ring.
Yeah. We got with the power slam. See, when we do deep dives here, deep cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
so
what
we're
our
going-
weekly
we're going-
podcast
we're
is
going
going to
pretty
talk
far
about?
back.
The Vulture Squad. No, none.
Oh my God.
That's my memory.
All right, let's get into the wrestling history.
We're gonna go way back. We're going back to before I was thought of, before any of us were thought of, I believe. We're going back to September 17th, 1981, 39 years ago today.
Wow.
And on that day in Kansas City, Missouri,
Orange Cassidy won the title.
I don't
no,
think
but
so.
somebody did win their first ever world title.
Kansas City, Missouri, what, 80?
81.
Ron Simmons?
No, AWA territory.
It was the NWA world title.
Oh, wow, NWA. The Harley Race.
Flair?
Ric Flair, yeah.
Woo, Ric Flair.
Nailed it.
I don't know why they did it in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because that was Harley's hometown.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Harley.
But Ric Flair beat Dusty Rhodes in Kansas City, Missouri
Wow.
for the NWA world title.
How about it? That was his first
It was-
world title.
Yeah, the first of his. Well, they say 16. It was really a lot more than
Yeah.
that. It was probably somewhere in the 20s, maybe even in the mid 20s. And he did lose because he did lose the title here a couple of times before he actually lost it. He wound up losing it to Race, just so Race could lose it back to him at the first Starrcade. He lost. He had it for a little under 2 years. He lost it in '83.
So his 16 titles, they combine his WCW and WWE.
No, well, when he was in WCW, he was just a former world champion. And then he was a two-time world champion WWE. But they went to WCW, and then I think they counted them too. But they went back to WWF, like when he was Evolution. They didn't count the WCW. Well, they did, but it was
There's
weird.
certain ones they do. There's certain. It's kind of like it's weird
it's
how they do it.
convoluted.
Like, we'll go over some of the ones that some people count and they don't, because there were actually 3 of them here. And there are actually 4 of them here. He lost to the Midnight Rider. When I said, like, oh, put Ronda Rousey under a mask,
The
it was
Midnight
MMA.
Rider, there you go.
That's the gimmick. It's the Midnight Rider. The Midnight Rider was Dusty Rhodes. And
Clearly.
in early 1982, they did an angle where he had lost a match in Florida where he had to leave the territory for 90 days. And as soon as he leaves, the Midnight Rider shows up, a masked cowboy that talks just like Dusty Rhodes, looks about the same build as Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. Moves like Dusty.
And it's a gimmick they've used quite here and there everywhere.
Mr. America.
Mr. America was the latest one with Hogan. Dusty did the Midnight Rider again in NWA a few years later with Tully Blanchard. Before he did this, he was Uvalde Slim. That was another one.
And you would
That
think
was Dusty.
Cody will eventually be son of Midnight Rider.
Oh, it's got to happen.
I mean, I would love that.
That's
you
how
would
he
think
win-
the Midnight
that-
Rider
that's-
might win the AEW title. Or
Yeah, that's how
something.
he wins the world
Yeah,
title.
maybe the Midnight Rider. It's with the Cody. It's like his Cody neck tattoo.
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna come back as a heel first, but
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's down. The son of Midnight Rider's down the ways a little bit.
yeah.
And then Junkyard Dog did it. He was Stagger Lee.
Okay, yeah.
Brian Pillman was the Dirty Yellow Dog.
Yeah.
It's been something they've done on and off. But the rule back then, and I guess it changed when Abyss won it, was that a masked wrestler was not allowed to be the NWA champion. He had to unmask. And if Rhodes would have unmasked, he would have been barred from wrestling because he was violating him being out of the territory. So he just gave up the title instead of taking off his mask.
Oh.
And so Flair was giving it back. Ric Flair also lost a title match in the Dominican Republic at this time to Jack Veneno. Basically, he wasn't supposed to lose, but they saw the crowd and were like, if I win, I'm not getting out of this arena alive. So he called an audible in the ring and lost the title. And he just gave it back to him. Something similar happened in Trinidad with Victor Jovica, where they called an audible to avoid a riot, and Jovica won, but he had his feet up on the ropes. And then they later said the decision was reversed. And he actually flat out lost the title to Carlos Colon at one point. And then he won it back in Miami a few days later, and they just never acknowledged that it happened.
The Colon, are his kids the Colon brothers?
Yes.
And
also Carlito,
no. Right? Primo is his son, and Epico is his nephew, right?
Oh, okay.
Or they brothers?
Yeah, and Carlito's his son or something?
Carlito's his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlito and Primo. But I think Epico, I think that's Eddie Colon. I think he is their cousin.
Now, here's something. Are they still employed by WWE?
Yes.
No, I think they did finally.
Did they finally?
they got fired?
Did they finally? Because they were been on the back burner. Like they've been like somehow getting paychecks for like 10 years and not being used.
Yeah. And they've been wrestling in Puerto Rico again.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
But I believe they are officially gone now
good.
from WWE.
Remember the Shining Stars? Or what were they? Los Matadores.
Los Matadores.
Los Matadores. Yeah. Oh my.
With the bull, and then El Torito, and then he had the Wii LC match.
Yeah, with Hornswoggle.
And then they had the announcers. I forget their names. It was like Micro Cole. I forget it was like John Bradshaw Littlefield or something like that.
Oh god.
So bad.
Vince is probably laughing his ass off at that.
And the funny thing about that match is they went balls out in that match. They were doing crazy bumps. It was a really good match. That was when 3MB was around because Hornswoggle was their roadie. And Jinder and Drew McIntyre were like taking bumps all over the place. And then like right after that match, everybody in 3MB, including Hornswoggle, got fired, but Heath Slater, El Torito got fired. They had this really good match on a pre-show, then they all got fired.
Yeah, how about it?
And then we're going to go from a guy who won a title 16 times to a guy who won this particular title one time. He's won other world titles. And this is 15 years ago today. September 17th, 2005, Bryan Danielson wins the ROH World Title.
Wow, and he beat Samoa Joe?
Nope.
Austin Aries?
Nope.
Jeez, he lost it to Morishima, but then I think
he did not lose it to Morishima.
Oh, did Homicide lose to Morishima?
Yes, he lost it to Homicide. Homicide lost it to Morishima.
Okay, who did they end up? I think I seen it. I know I seen it.
Think a little more obscure. Think a guy who wasn't champion for long. In fact, the guy he beat had the shortest reign until Kyle O'Reilly.
What's his name with the General Lee tights?
Yep.
Jamie Noble. Yeah.
James Gibson.
Yeah, James Gibson. Yeah. I wish I was like. I was always like, he was ROH World Champion. Why were they hurting for people?
Well, no, you know why, right? Because it was when they were doing the Summer of Punk thing, and then they found out the thing with like, yeah, Punk's got to drop the title now.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
And then he's the guy that beat Punk.
Yeah.
And then he got signed by WWE too. They brought him back. So like, okay, he's got to drop the Danielson now. And that was at Glory by Honor 4 in Lake Grove, New York.
And then Danielson had a great run.
I went to that building one time. It was about a year after this.
Really?
It was in like August of 06. It was way out in Long Island. And it was in part of like a sports complex. What's that one near Reading that High Tension was going to run at?
Oh, the Family Grand Prix, Aussies.
Aussies, yeah. This place kind of reminded me of Aussies, where they had like indoor rock climbing, and it was just like this family fun center.
Okay.
And then there was like this little venue part upstairs where they did ROH wrestling. The one I went to, Danielson wrestled Jack Evans. AJ Styles and Joe wrestled on the show. They had like a pure title match with Nigel and Delirious. But yeah, it was like a year later. With this one, it did set off a legendary 462-day reign for Danielson, the third longest reign in ROH history behind McGuinness, and obviously Samoa Joe as the biggest one. This is where they unified his title with a pure title when he beat McGuinness. He did lose to Homicide the day after Christmas 2006 at Final Battle. Other matches on the show, I always love doing this. I didn't include the pre-show, but I know Matt Turner's buddy Shane Hagedorn was all over the pre-show. And then you had, or maybe that was the one I went to. I think it was the one I went to because I looked up that one too. Yeah, in fact, I think it was. But here, Low Key beat Jay Lethal in a fight without honor on this show.
Okay.
Austin Aries beat Azriel. There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
Nigel McGuinness beat Roderick Strong.
Wow.
Colt Cabana beat Homicide by DQ. Jay Lethal beat Low Key in a fight with honor.
Fight with honor.
Davey Andrews beat a guy I had to look up, Eric Matlock. He only wrestled 3 shows for Ring of Honor. This was one of them. He was in OVW more. He wrestled under the name Rudy Switchblade.
No idea.
No idea either. Yeah.
Wow.
And then there was also AJ Styles beating Jimmy Rave in a finishers match.
Okay.
And a 4-corner survival match. Samoa Joe beat Adam Pearce, BJ Whitmer, and here's a name I'm sure you'll know, Ricky Reyes.
Oh, how about that? Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Adam Pearce, de facto commissioner of WWE right now.
Yeah. You had an announcer. You had an announcer, a former ROH agent, the Outbreak champion, and the de facto commissioner of WWE.
Wow. It's cool looking back and see that Matlock guy. I don't remember him at all.
Yeah, no idea. No idea who that was. And then the last history bit before the birthday is September 16th, 1996. It was 24 years ago yesterday. It was the night Sting turned his back on WCW.
Ooh.
The week before was when they had the fake Sting come out in the limo and they acted like he was joining the NWO. And then you had the fake Sting on the NWO team in War Games. The real Sting comes out, cleans house, but then he leaves and Team NWO won. The real Sting accused Luger and all of WCW of turning his back on him, so he turned his back on them. That was when he literally turned around and started talking to the crowd, but you had his back to the hard camera.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the very end of the Surfer Sting, the brightly colored tights, because then he shows up in the rafters. This episode of Nitro was also the debut of Syxx. This is when he showed up.
Okay.
And just to run through the rest of the show, Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio now, beat Juventud Guerrera. DDP beat Ice Train with Teddy Long.
Ice Train.
Ice Train, yeah. Conan beat Super Calo.
Okay.
Brad Armstrong beat Hugh Morris.
I wonder what happened there.
I don't know. Scott Norton beat Randy Savage by DQ when Savage repeatedly hit Norton with a chair.
Oh, no, was this when Scott Norton Ice Train were Fire and Ice?
I believe so, because it's, I think, right before Scott Norton joined the NWO.
Okay.
Glacier beat Big Bubba Rogers. This was Glacier's Nitro debut.
Oh, wow. And Boss Man's downtime, because he would go to WWF and become a superstar again.
Yeah. And then Ric Flair and Arn Anderson beat Chris Jericho and Marcus Alexander Bagwell. I think this is right before Bagwell went to the NWO.
Wow, how about that?
And then in the handicap match, Lex Luger beat Chris Benoit and Mongo McMichael by DQ.
You know, they really should have tagged up Ice Train and Glacier.
They should have,
missed
yeah.
the opportunity
Ice
there.
and Ice.
Yeah, the Ice Factory. Oh, Glacier. Man, if only he was like maybe a little bit better wrestler. I know the gimmick was kind of a little dated for the time, but I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. You know.
One of the funniest things is when, and there wasn't a lot of good in like 99, 2000 WCW, but it's when they started playing, because the thing with Glacier was they played the teasers for him for like 8 months before he ever showed up. And then they started playing them at the very end of WCW's like, our world is about to change again. And they just had the announcers like, oh no, what the hell is this? They were just making fun of the vignettes. And then he was back for like 2 weeks. And then you sold the gimmick to Kaz Hayashi.
Yeah, that was awesome. He sold the gimmick.
And then he became Coach Buzz Stern.
Yeah. And Kaz Hayashi was Glacier then. Oh, man. There was
funny stuff.
Some funny stuff. But I mean, for the most part, it was horrible.
Really bad.
Yeah, it was awful. Like Raw right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we
funnier.
jump into the birthdays, I have something here that I'm actually kind of working on to put it on the page, so you guys can follow on the page, and I'm going to put it in the links below. So, as we know, we have a local. Well, if you're not local, then this really doesn't mean much to you. But if you are a wrestling fan and you want to show support to a wrestler, we have something you can work on that's somewhat wrestling related, but also there's some
I think I know what this is.
Are not wrestling related, but also not wrestling related.
Does this have something to do with a certain microbrewery that's going to be opening up near me soon?
Yes, so there's going to be a microbrewery opening up in Pottsville, and it's pretty much ran by two wrestling fans and a pro wrestler, and the one is the guy. One of the guys behind it is Tony Deppen. I'm going to tell you right now, we have tried a lot of beers. We've had a lot of stuff by them. I normally don't like stouts. They make amazing stouts. So it's a brewery, but there is wrestling themes to it, and there's going to be some wrestling undertones. They're going to have some probably wrestling themed beers and have probably wrestling themed stuff going on in their venue.
Cool.
So I'm sure for like pay-per-views and stuff, they're probably going to have really cool things. But yeah,
very
so
nice building to the very nice building
It's
to go
the old
into.
Coney Island.
the old Coney Island. So on our link, you can head over to if you want to go to Facebook, it's on there. But you can go to our Facebook page and it'll be on there, and I'll have it linked on Twitter as well. But Pilgaroo Brewing Company, which is the Budwash brothers, two good friends of the show, and Tony Deppen. They're doing a crowdfunding right now to try to get some funding to get the building remodeled so they can make their brewery from their garage to an actual location. They do have a few things that they're kind of linking with it. I kind of want to put it out there so you guys can see this as well. Let me. I'm sorry, I'm sharing the post now.
Yeah, like Kickstarter perks.
Yeah, it's like a Kickstarter perk, but there's some pretty cool stuff here. So, and like I said, all the money goes to helping them get their business started, and it's a great way to open a local business in the area, and it's also a pro wrestler. If it helps, Tony Deppen put a T-shirt out recently. It said "I hate Tony Deppen," and all proceeds went to people who were like sexual abuse victims and stuff like that. So Tony Deppen was like, everyone's talking about changing wrestling and saying don't do it anymore. Let's put your money where your mouth is. And he made a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I bought it. So he's a good dude, man. He plays a heel. He plays a great heel, but he's also a good person. So there's a $15 donation where you get a special limited edition glass. It looks like a Bellsprout glass kind of, but it has their logo, which is looks a lot like the NWO logo.
Okay.
It's PRB. $30 gets you a supporters T-shirt. A $50 donation gets you their hoodie. The $100 donation gets you pretty much all three of those physical items: hoodie, T-shirt, glass. For $150, you can name a beer.
Oh, cool.
For $250, you get a kickback membership club. I'm not exactly sure what's about all that. $300 is a VIP thing, and Ultra VIP is $400. Mega VIP is $500.
You get a match with Tony.
Yeah. 4-year membership is $1,000, and a lifetime membership for the brewery is $5,000. I don't know what that is. So included in that is the tumbler glass, the T-shirt, the hoodie, the kickback membership club. Lock yourself in for life. You get all the kickback perks, individual brew day, name a beer, help pick a style and coordinate a recipe, 2 VIP tickets to the School County Brew Fest, and all supporters merch. So that's
here's what I want to do. I want to do a crowdfund for the crowdfund. We need to crowdfund something where we can get to name a beer and kind of be involved with the making of it, because I want to make an Andy Header non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, there we go. Non-alcoholic.
That's
well,
what we
listen,
should have.
if I'm going to do a personal donation for myself, where I can get a hoodie, a T-shirt, and I'm doing the $100 donation for them because they are buddies of mine, and it does help put local business in our area, which I think is very, very important. So I'm going to personally do that. But if everybody here on the podcast, I can do one for this one, and I can do one for Banging Beers. If we all want to chip in and do the $150, I think the $150 is the one where you could do name your beer.
Okay.
If you guys want to chip together and we can do it as a show and we can meet it, I'm down for that. It's completely up to you. I'm not, you know what I mean? But also I was going to throw it to the Banging Beers podcast as well to possibly donate.
The Banging Beers beer.
Yeah. So maybe we can have like
Banging Beers ale.
like a suplex hop or like a tornado tag beer, or you know what I mean. But so if it's up to you guys, I'm not putting on the pressure on spot on camera. But if we want to talk about it afterwards, I'm down to chipping in together and doing that. But it is supporting local business, and it's cool. It's a cool thing. I'm super pumped about it. But I'm sharing it right as we speak to the well, it doesn't really matter to you guys because you're not seeing it. But I'm sharing it to Facebook, our group pages now. So if you want to,
and just to kind of put something on top of this. Sorry to cut you off there, Tony. Before I was even on the show, joined up here a little over a year ago. But before that, the first show I was ever on was when you were at the Schuylkill County Beer Fest last year.
Yeah,
I stopped by the tent, and I didn't know that the Pilgrim people were close to you. I didn't know Tony Deppen was involved. And just without knowing anything about them, I was very, very impressed by what they had there.
They run the School County Brew Fest, which
right,
is
right. I didn't know that either.
It's such a good thing. Like it's such a cool
them
thing.
Being one of the many, they stood out to me without knowing any of the backstory. They stood out.
Yeah, Brian actually showed up that day. He was actually helping pack up. He came back at the end. He was helping me pack up because we couldn't find Ben. I was kind of alone. Brian came back. He helped me pack up, and I was like, man. And then I kind of reached out to him, like, I know you kind of do a podcast, but like, I'd really like you to have like do the wrestling with us. And he's like, I'm in. And I was
There
like,
you
Are you
go.
serious? He's
Yeah.
like, Yeah. I'm like that was easier than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have to armbar him a little bit, but he was
Just my
about
leg
it.
a little here.
Yeah, and it's a great addition. I love having you, Brian. But yeah, that was like kind of like the first time where we kind of collaborated. But they are good people, man. So if you can, like I said, $15 gets you a cool NWO looking glass. Show them support, man, and tell them we sent you. And support a local wrestler who's also trying to make some cool beer. You know, maybe they'll have some stuff where he maybe brings people to the brewery. You know, maybe
Never
some
know.
autograph signings and stuff like that. You never know. You never know what it is.
Maybe he'll be bringing that ROH Pure title to the brewery.
There you go.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. And what if the title's sitting there at the brewery?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, one of the things they do, if you want to correlate wrestling into this, is the Brewfest. They have like a bunch of breweries come up, and then everyone comes up with like their day recipe. So if you have a VIP pass, they'll have some special VIP beers that they're not going to serve to anyone else. So they only serve for the first hour. But then they also have the beer that everyone votes on, and every brewery has their one beer that's in the running. And then you vote, you go and try all of them, and then you have a chip, and you put your chip in the cup, whoever wins. And whoever wins the beer of the day gets an actual title belt.
That's cool.
It's like a wrestling title belt, and it's the Pilgaroo wrestling title belt,
the
but it's
logo.
like the beer of the day. So then it's probably not happening this year, but they have a November thing where they have like a Brews Giving. And that one is all dedicated to breweries teaming up. So you have two breweries who form, and they make tag team titles. And then
It's like the Survivor Series would be.
Yeah, so they make a tag team titles. So two breweries do a collaboration together, and then everyone votes on who had the best collaboration that day. So you're getting two breweries who never worked together teaming up to making a beer together.
Cool.
So it's like bringing everyone together.
Yeah.
And then they have a thing that they're going to start. They were going to start this year, but it didn't happen due to COVID. But it's like a home brewers. So home brewers are the people who started out in their kitchen, or started off in their basement, or started off in their garage, which is kind of what Pilgaroo is at right now. So they're guys who are home brewers for the most part that are now transitioning into being a microbrewery to having their own building. You know what I mean? So they want to show love to those people who are upcoming. So like they don't download people who make beer in their basement, because you have to start somewhere. So they're making like a IC title, which is like the homebrew title.
Okay.
So like someone who is making beer out of their basement can one day have their own business, because the beer world is kind of blowing up, you know? So definitely show those guys some love. Like I said, Pilgaroo Brewing Company. That's PILGERRUH. So that's Pilgaroo. I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah,
but
I think so. Named after part of the mountain behind Pine Grove there.
Yeah.
Pilgaroo Run, I think it's called.
Yep, Pilgaroo, yep. So really, really cool dudes. And Tony Deppen is part of that project, who is a wrestler, so it correlates. Very, very early in the show's history, Tyler used to join us.
Yeah.
Hopefully maybe one day, like he's been super busy. Like that's kind of the reason why he wasn't a full-time member, is because he's just been super busy with the brewery and all that stuff. And I completely understand. He, 2 kids now, and his dream is making this beer stuff. So
businesses.
Yeah, so he was very early on in our show. So if you go back and watch some of the earlier, really shitty, low quality episodes 1, 2, and 3, I think he was there. But really cool dude, huge wrestling fan, and go show some support to him and Deppen, him and his brother and Deppen. So yeah. Oh, Brian's talking, but I don't hear Brian.
Uh-oh, you got cut off.
Oh, I hope Brian wasn't saying anything important, because we didn't get anything you were saying. Hold on, I'm gonna. Let me.
It's like those guys are sons of bitches. With
These
their
son
beer,
of bitches.
I hate them.
All right, you should be good now. Wait, no, you're not good. Hold on, I have to do this.
Technical difficulties.
Now try it. Oh, what the hell?
Wow,
that worked last time.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Check.
Ryan's talking about birthdays and
Can you hear us?
Big Cat Early Lad would be 85 today.
All right, now try. No. All right, we're gonna end. I'm gonna end the call and call you right back.
Yeah.
All right.
As we do that, so he's got birthdays, and that's about it. Then.
Yeah, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, because there's not much wrestling news this week. Usually there was a lot past couple weeks, but not so much this week. That's okay. You can take a little bit of a down break, but the G1's coming, so we're gonna have a lot of
Are you there?
news out of Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still muted.
Try now.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know what happened. I completely lost you. I have everything set up on my end. Did you hear something over there?
Nope. He says no. Jeez. What a way to end. Here.
What the F? What the actual F is going on? Let me hold on. We'll figure this out. We'll get it going.
He's gonna write stuff down. Just
Yeah. Write it down
Yeah.
and write everything
like
you
Sammy
said
Guevara's
down.
cue cards.
Yeah, Sammy Guevara
Yeah.
cue card. That's why we're figuring this out.
That's where the sound cut out. I don't know why it would still. Who knows?
All right, I'm gonna
Who knows?
do this. I'm gonna change it to a different setup, so he's hearing us through something, and then switch it back. Try it now. No, what the
That's weird.
fuck?
We need to get a team.
Yeah, I need a Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have everything here.
We need Fred. Fred and Gary. We need Baba Boo.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Let me try
Gary.
something one more time. Because I didn't even hear the ring thing.
Yeah.
You see how I'm not even getting the ring through.
Wow, that's weird.
Check.
Nothing.
That's super strange. Let's try this. Talk.
No. We got none.
Try now. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea what happened here. Everything was working, and then it kind of just took a shit there.
That was, the only thing we had left was
Yeah,
Ryan's
here,
segment.
we'll just
so,
we'll do this. We'll improvise here.
we gotta.
Listen. We'll get it going here. Well, there's a will is a way.
Yeah,
We always have a.
Sorry for those listening to this down part. Right
Yeah, that's all right. Listen. All right, we'll figure it out. We'll get it going.
Whoa. As my stuff rings. I'm gonna decline.
He's gonna have to enter this through his computer, I think. Oh, he's doing it this way. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah,
can hear you
it's
now.
a little funny,
Hey!
but
All right, you're coming through the phone now, so it's a little different, but
I called you on my phone too.
oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
well, I don't hear you through your microphone. I hear you through your phone.
Oh. I have my. I don't know what I'm.
So we can still hear you.
Yeah, we can
it's
still
enough
hear
to
you, but
finish
it's
it
just
off
coming
here.
through your phone, not
Yeah.
to your fancy setup.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's get through birthdays.
I'll
And
have
then
to plug that in.
yeah. Well, you don't have to get that close. That's a hot mic.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
All right, go ahead. You're good.
Friday, September 11th. Happy birthday to Paul Heyman.
Ooh.
So the day his little walrus guy debuted was his birthday.
I'm sure that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. And then he is 55 years old. He's been in wrestling since he was very young.
Were you saying anything about the beer before because we couldn't hear you? Oh.
And
there it goes.
My joke was just that if it goes really well, then they will have a cruiserweight title for light beers.
Oh, and seltzers.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that'd be the women's title. Hey.
The White Claw title. Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday was the 12th of September, and it was also the 60th birthday of Road Warrior Animal.
Whoa. Still alive, still kicking.
Yeah. Sunday the 13th. Baron Corbin. How fitting. First day of the NFL season proper. Not that I know they have the Thursday night games, but a former NFL player, 36 years old on Sunday.
36. I don't know. He's one of the guys where like he looks 36, but he could be 46. Could be 26. We don't know.
Yeah. And then this past Monday, the 14th, she's soon to be married. 28 years old now. Penelope Ford.
Oh, okay. Until Miro steals her away from
There
Kip
you go,
Sabian.
yeah. Here's an older one. Tuesday, the 15th, was the 73rd birthday of everybody's favorite tag team matchmaking general manager, Teddy Long.
Tag team match player.
Holla, holla, holla.
Hala, hala. Hala, hala.
So there was actually a joke I saw today. Somebody on Twitter made a joke about buying a PS5 but doing it in self-checkout and tag swapping, and basically buying a PS5 for the price of an Apple.
Yeah.
And then this is how, and they're like, this is how this is the security guard leaving, and coming up to me is like Teddy Long, going like, hold on a minute, player. And then Walmart tweeted the guy, said, yeah, we'll make it go one-on-one with The Undertaker, who's really Steve, our security guy.
You're gonna go
And
one-on-one with
also-
the Undertaker.
this is a little bit more of a deep cut. Tuesday was the 33rd birthday of Ring of Honor's Rhett Titus.
Okay, Rhett Titus. He
Okay.
still wrestles, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
He was in the Battle Royal at when I went to the ROH New Japan Madison Square Garden show.
Yeah, his biggest run was probably with Kenny King as part of the All Night Express. And then yesterday, the 16th, 26th birthday of Impact Wrestling's Kiera Hogan.
Okay.
And also a 59th birthday for, this is a little bit of a deeper cut. He hasn't been around in a long time. And his biggest run was in Japan. Dan Crawford / Phil LaFawn, 59 years old yesterday.
The Furnace and LaFawn.
Yeah.
Tag team that was big in Japan. Came to ECW, was hot for a little bit, went to WWF, didn't really do too much. I believe they had a WCW run too. It wasn't much of anything.
Yeah, pretty much. And then today, there's a couple of birthdays today. We're going to start with the most obscure one of all. Harry Del Rios. He was Spellbinder and very briefly in WWE Fantasio.
Oh, he had a great look. Give him that.
Yeah, and his gimmick was he was a magician.
Yeah.
He would like pull people's underwear out of their pants and things like that.
Like, make flames come and like pull stuff out of his mouth like rags, the magicians.
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
And then on the very, very first TNA show, he was in the Royal Rumble thing they did for the title, and he looked like a slightly smaller Scott Steiner.
Oh, wow. So he was getting real jacked.
Yeah, he was just called Del Rios.
Poor guy.
And then today's the 56th birthday of one of the all-time greats in Japan, multiple-time IWGP champion, Masahiro Chono.
There we go. Wow. I thought he was older than 56. Wow.
56, yeah. And here's guys that people probably think is older than this. Very, very divisive figure, inflammatory figure in wrestling. If you're happening to go by a Wendy's tonight, have one of those on, or double cheese, double onion.
God damn.
Jim Cornette. They always say James Z. It's James M.
Yeah.
That video
For
of
59 years old.
Jericho getting him fired up so he snaps out at that drive-through window is the funniest fucking video of all time. You're gonna take that shit, Cornette?
Yeah. Goddamn no, not.
Like you have to try hard to get Jim Cornette worked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. It's not like you're curing cancer.
Jim Cornette, James Z.
James M.
Anything else?
No, those are the birthdays for this week.
I got some.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Today is the birthday of the commish. You know who I'm talking about?
Michael Chitless?
No.
Yes.
The
Vic
commish.
Mackey.
The commish of Outbreak Wrestling.
Oh, Ryan Vox.
Oh, okay.
Ryan Vox's birthday is today.
I did not know that his birthday was today.
Yeah, and then
my birthday notification didn't come up.
And then we have Saturday is going to be Julius from PPW commentary.
Okay.
Julius Scott Carmen.
Yep. And then on Saturday we also have Troy Mest.
Oh yeah,
His birthday's
trainer
on Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. There may be other wrestling people here, but the problem is I don't know a lot of shoot names, so I may.
You see Terry Bollea in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Michael Hickenbottom.
Yeah.
How do you pull up birthdays? Without...
I type in birthdays and then it gives me a list of everybody.
Okay.
I don't see anybody during next week that might be
it just said upcoming birthdays.
Yeah.
And I clicked off it.
Oh, I guess it'll be I'll save it for next week, but there is an independent guy next Thursday. Actually, two people next Thursday.
Oh.
We'll say it here and we'll give him credit again next week. Deshaun Pratt is September 24th and Scott Fineout is also from PPW. Scott from PPW is on the 24th. And
he's 24 on the 24th.
Yeah, he's 24 years old. So he doesn't look a day over 45.
I don't know anybody. No, I'm getting no wrestling.
Yeah. So that'll do it for birthdays. Anything else you wanna wrap up here, Brian?
That's all I got.
All right. Let's get your plug out, Brian.
Murder My Dude. Show that we hopefully can do without technical issues.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened here.
Yeah.
Goddamn Retribution's at it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you switched boards today.
Yeah, I didn't have time to I wanted to switch back, but I didn't have time.
Yeah, next time. Well, it might be the
next
board.
Time.
He went against his best judgment. And he went with his old board again, and he said, "F this interviews at Everyday People board. I hate it."
I may have done green paint over it in anger on Sunday. I can neither confirm nor deny.
He pissed on it and he got drunk and peed on my board.
So anyway, Murder My Dude. It's just got to dry off. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's no circuitry in there, right?
No, I think you can submerge them underwater. They'll be good.
So anyway, Murder My Dude is a true crime comedy show that I host with my my co-host Jackson Wells, and this week we covered some old Hollywood. Fatty Arbuckle, one of the earliest comedic stars of the silent film era. He had a very controversial time, and we cover that this week.
What a name!
It was a very interesting episode.
Roscoe Arbuckle.
Yeah,
he did not like the name Fatty.
Yeah,
I'm assuming he's a big fat guy.
Yeah,
well, for the time.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. I actually listened to the last two last night when I was working on the merch store. Very very good episodes.
Sounds cool. Not to be confused with John Arbuckle, Garfield's owner.
Yeah,
we make that joke several times.
Yeah. So Andy, what do you got?
Outbreak Quarantine on YouTube every Saturday at 7.
You and Ed House just aired, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you can watch me and Ed House, me and
Adina.
Yeah, Adina, me and Brad, and then me and someone else. I think maybe not.
Trajan was in the very first episode.
Oh yeah, me and Jay have registration. Yeah. So yeah, more coming. We're gonna record some more matches Saturday. So
cool.
They're gonna keep coming.
Do you know who you're wrestling? I mean, you can't say it, but
yeah.
But do you know who it is?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is it a good one?
Steve Austin.
It should be. Yeah, I never wrestled this person before.
Cool. And then check out that and the best of PPW. So go over and follow PPW Entertainment on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and then go follow Outbreak Wrestling. So go support those guys. We will share them on our group page. So as soon as they get posted, we will share them in our pages so you guys don't miss out a chance to watch it. We didn't do anything this week. Last week or this week when it comes to me and Brian's review of IWTV matches, but it is coming. We did not forget about it. It's just one of those things that we're trying to squeeze it in here and there.
You get to it when you get to it.
Yeah, I do 6 different podcasts, so trying to do secondary ones is tough sometimes. So it's not something we forgot about, but it's going to be a special thing when it happens. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That's pretty much all we got here. Thank you guys so much for the support. Once again, listening to it audio-wise, you're going to get a little more bonus content. You'll get it earlier. But make sure you head over to YouTube, give us a subscribe over there, and Facebook if you've made it this far. Thank you guys for the continued support. Hit up that merch page, and we'll see you guys next time. The Tornado
I'm going to get your retribution.
Yeah, we're going to get you retribution. You're messing us up here. We'll see you guys next time. We're out of here.